Riddle me this, Brian.
Okay.
What are we doing today?
We're doing your mom. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. What are we doing?
We are going once more into the breach in our ever
Into the what?
into the breach.
I've never heard that phrase until today.
We are going ever forward in our road to modern Batman movies. Our exploration of all the modern live-action Batman films and how they helped or benefited in any way to the franchise as a whole, in at least our opinions. So, today is Batman Forever, coming out in 1995.
I was motherfucking 2 years old.
Yes, I was about 3, 4 when this came out, depending on the release date. So quick summary of the plot is:
Here we go.
Batman, played by Val Kilmer this time, replacing
Senor Keaton.
Yes, faces off against Two-Face, played by Tommy Lee Jones, the schizophrenic, horribly scarred former district attorney Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, and the Riddler, played by Jim Carrey, a disgruntled ex-Wayne Enterprises inventor seeking revenge against his former employer by unleashing his brain-sucking weapon on Gotham City's residents. As the Caped Crusader also deals with the tortured memories of his parents' murder and his new romance with psychologist Chase Meridian, played by Nicole Kidman. I did not realize that was Nicole Kidman the whole movie. Alrighty. According to Wikipedia, Batman Forever is a 1995 American superhero film directed by Joel Shumacher, replacing Tim Burton, and produced by Tim Burton, because he did not want to direct.
And even then, his influence on this movie was very seldom.
Alrighty. It is the third installment of the Warner Brothers' initial Batman film series. It is a sequel to 92's Return, starring Val Kilmer, replacing Michael Keaton as Batman alongside Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, Chris O'Donnell, Michael Goff, and Pat Hingle.
Chris O'Donnell?
Mm-hmm. What did I say?
O'Donnell. Like Ron McDonald.
Oh.
Whatever, it's fine.
The plot focuses on Batman trying to stop Two-Face and the Riddler in their villainous schemes to extract confidential information from all the minds in Gotham City and to learn Batman's true identity and bring the city under their control. In the process, he gains allegiance from a young, orphaned circus acrobat named Dick Grayson, who becomes his sidekick, Robin, and meets and develops feelings for psychologist Dr. Chase Meridian, which brings him to the point to decide if he will lead to a normal life or if he is destined to fight crime as Batman forever. Schumacher mostly eschews the dark dystopian atmosphere of Burton's films by drawing inspiration from the Batman comic books of Dick's Sprang era, as well as the 1960s television starring Adam West, but without the campiness of the later film. Okay, I call BS on that one. After Keaton chose not to reprise his role, William Baldwin and Ethan Hawke were both considered for the roles as a replacement before Val Kilmer joined the cast. Batman Forever was released in June 16th, 1995, to mixed reviews from critics who praised the visuals, action sequels, and performances of Carey and Jones, but criticized the CGI, costume designs, and tonal departure from the previous films. Okay, let's look at budget. Budget, $100 million. Box office, 336.6. Wow. So again, it's getting thinner.
That did less than Returns.
Yep. It's
like way less. And like 100 million, actually 111 million less than 89.
Yep. So we're already
hitting... what was its budget? I'm sorry?
100 million. So they
only really made back 3.
Yeah. Yep. So they're really only making about 2 million here in profit. 200 million profit. So yeah, it was kind of a flop.
Which is funny because I distinctly remember this movie. Like, I don't know, again, I was really little, but I remember this movie being everywhere.
This movie was heavily marketed, so this could have honestly lost money, but they could have tried to get it back with the sequel.
That and also, well, what did it make like overall? Do we know?
It's just saying 336.6 million.
What about home media sales? It probably made a shit ton on home media.
Let's just crank that up to about 4 million in total. 400 million. Sorry.
That was when VHSs were like readily available. And
yeah, that's when. That's probably when VHS dropped from about $100-$200 a pop to about $40.
About that, and today they're worth 10 cents.
Yeah. Yeah. People forget like Blockbuster was a huge thing because they had bulk of tapes. Where even like when like Terminator 2 came out on tape, at most mom and pop stores were able to afford is like 3 copies.
Yeah.
Because they're like $200 a piece. Alrighty, so the plot revolves around more team ups who are not just going after one villain or sticking with multiple villains.
Yeah, so we're now down to 2 villains rather than 3 from Returns. We have the Riddler and Two-Face, which, to me, is a very interesting combination. I feel like in the comics, if they ever teamed up, they'd kill each other, or Two-Face would just kill the Riddler.
I could see them tolerating each other, but not working with each other.
Right. They would just be like, hey, what up, Nigma? Hey, what up, Dent?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, they
would...
It's such a bizarre team-up. And can I just mention something? I'm jumping ahead a little bit with this, but the Riddler has an orange flat-top fade.
Yes.
Okay, but then when he's Jim Carrey / Edward Nigma, he has like the regular swept-back brown hair. So am I left to assume that that's either A, a wig, or B, what's more likely happening is he's literally dyeing his hair and then styling it up every time he's going on a crime spree?
I mean, you can get you can just do that. Like back in the 90s, colors
just
gel.
trace whoever is buying orange hair dye.
No, it's not. You don't even have to dye your hair. You can temporarily do it.
Oh.
When I was a kid, I would spike my hair green like all the time.
Why?
Because it was the 90s and it was cool.
You were stupid.
I looked like an anime character. I was awesome.
That's stupid. Go to your room, Bobby.
I was a little fat kid with green hair. It was awesome.
So you were a little fat Joker kid.
My brother was a little fat kid with rainbow hair. He tried to dye it like blue, and it came out like black with rainbow shine.
Cool.
Thinking it would piss off my mom.
She must have just looked at you.
No, my mom was like, "Oh, it's rainbowy. That's so cute." He's like, "Oh," it's like, "Yeah, you're trying to be punk rock, but you're not."
Now you're My Little Pony. I'm sorry, I did not mean. We were looking at the poster, and it just.
Yeah. So let's get into it. This movie was even further dived down from the previous entries, where the first one of 89 was using matte paintings,
right?
Practical effects.
I think everything on it was practical except for like 2 things.
Yeah, like it was mostly very believable in look and style, very grounded. This one is every character that isn't Batman and Robin and Alfred are pants shitting lunatics.
Meridian's not bad.
Yeah, okay, so
like she's actually like, for a character who didn't exist in the comics,
yeah,
it's not that bad of an idea.
So basically anyone that's not on Team Batman
is
a whack job. Like,
oh, like that security guard at the beginning. Oh no! Like it's turning into acid.
Every human that Batman and friends interacts with is a wacky cartoon person.
Yeah.
That would make Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, they are lunatics.
But I cannot get over that security guard in the beginning.
Jim Carrey's performance is memorable because they told him eat all these Skittles and have fun.
Do what the Joker did, but like snort a bunch of coke before you do it.
I feel like everyone wants. So I a little bit of trivia fact before we really get started is that Tommy Lee Jones reportedly told Jim Carrey to his face that he hated him, and that he thought he was a clown. In a negative way, which Jim Carrey's like, oh my god, everyone thinks I'm a clown. This is great.
Oh wow, this is actually working in my favor.
And I think the reason why he hated him so much is that Tommy Lee Jones probably wanted to play this role straight and like gritty, and had to meet Jim Carrey in the wacky pit in order to mesh.
The only reason why he did the movie was because his son liked Two-Face. Tommy Lee Jones did not want to do the movie.
Yeah, and the fact that he had to be a wacky pants person, which Tommy Lee Jones, like, he's a fan of doing comedy. He does not mind, like, being, like, the gruff guy in the wacky pants thing.
Wasn't there, like, some movie where he was, like, a sheriff's deputy to, like a sorority
Yeah,
or something?
he was, like, a bodyguard for a sorority because they were, like, going to be attacked or something. That was, like, 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I remember that.
He'll do stuff like that where he's the grumpy old grandpa in the wacky world, but he had to be the wacky man in the wacky world, and he does not like doing that, I don't think. Mostly because it took a lot of energy for him to play.
So he was supposed to play Two-Face straight. Like, the idea was Two-Face was supposed to be a straight man, but because, one, Jack Nicholson made a shit ton of money, and you know his performance, of course, is iconic and legendary and famous. Tommy Lee Jones also too reportedly hated Jim Carrey and didn't want to feel upstaged by him, quote unquote. So he decided to just play it like an asshole. And Joel Shumacher hated both of them so much that he refused to work with either of them again until he directed Carrey in 2007's The Number 23.
Yes, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was even reported to reprise his role as in a Batman movie, as he was one of the picks for Nolan's Joker, supposedly.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, supposedly they wanted him to be the Joker, and he was like, "Nah, that's all right. I'm pretty good.
I'm good on that." Now him as the Joker, that Joker I can't see, but.
I can see him being insane, but the thing is that when he plays a crazy person, it's funny. Like if he was cast as the Joker in The Joker, which was played by
Joaquin Phoenix,
it would be funny.
But then horrifically sad.
Yes, it would be horrifically sad and funny. Like we'll eventually get
to that movie.
And we'll get a Jim Carrey performance where you truly, like, just a few years from now, I think, in The Truman Show.
Yes, actually, yeah, he did Truman in 98.
Yes. So
he was coming off Ace Ventura and The Mask.
Yeah. So he was
a hot streak.
So this was just a bump in the road for him. Like no one even like cared. It's like, okay, you got Jim Carrey in this movie.
Man, it was big. I've seen people talk about like when they were there in '95. They're like, yeah, no, Jim being in the movie, that was huge. Because like, yeah, okay, it was one thing with like Batman Returns had Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito. They were actors, like actual actors. Jim Carrey was like, he was Jim Carrey.
Yeah, he was
in a Batman movie.
He was just this like it's like getting Kevin Hart in a movie, and then having him be like a small guy who's getting thrown around.
It's like Central Intelligence.
Yeah, it was like that, but it's you expecting a serious role, which we know that Kevin Hart can totally do.
We do?
Yeah. He's in this Netflix movie, where he's a father where his wife died just after.
Oh yeah,
and it's a really good performance out of him. It's really
serious.
Funny
people can be serious.
Oh yeah, I mean like.
So I guess where do you want to start? Like at the beginning of the movie?
So yeah, let's kind of just start kind of break down the plot a little bit. We don't have to go too much in depth with this one because
we do with Returns. This one's pretty straightforward.
This one's pretty straightforward. Is that Two-Face has decided that So apparently, this is an older Batman. He's been doing this for a couple years now.
Right.
This
He's a
is
seasoned Batman, and Two-Face is already established.
So let's say that it's like a 3 or 4 year in the run.
Maybe
Maybe it's
like 4 years.
It's been a couple years since
Napier
and Catwoman eras. So he's apparently it's been a year since he's put Two-Face away in prison. Two-Face came out, and he's just like robbing a bank and being a whack job. Batman's
robbing
like
a bank in the middle of the night too.
Yeah, well, I mean, when else are you gonna rob a bank?
Middle of the day.
Why?
That's when they're open.
Yeah, but
Also, like, can we talk about this bank security guard?
Yes.
I hate this dude.
The dude was giving the performance he was asked to give.
Oh no, it's acid. That has never left me.
Yeah, it's something that you're like, oh, well, I mean,
why?
But I would too, because it'd be like, oh god, it's acid.
I'm like, bro, dude, it's acid. Get me the fuck out of here.
But I mean, like, you're looking at it and it's like, that is clearly water.
Yeah.
Even then, it could be like, oh god, it's filling up with water. He's gonna drown us. And like, oh yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, that would be. But acid's worse.
Yeah, acid worse. Immediately,
we have a Batman that tries to not kill people.
Yes, he's trying.
Fights faster too.
And I have our note here. What drugs did they give TLJ to get him to give this performance?
It's a magical white substance called PCP.
I'm thinking he was on some, because
okay, it's weird. Like in the very beginning when he's just talking,
yeah,
he's very good as Two-Face.
Yes.
And he's like, the police and the lawyers and the junkies, why, blind, stupid, doodah, luck. Hold on. There we go. Which is, luck is a thing with Two-Face.
Yes.
So the weirdest thing about Two-Face is his characterization is horrible, but he is super accurate to the comics. It's almost insane.
Yeah.
Down to the day he gets scarred.
In this movie.
They show it in like a TV thing.
It's very interesting, this take on the plot and everything, because like you can almost see they're trying to reground it back to like a reality almost, while simultaneously flying off the ground.
Oh yeah.
It's like they're trying to tether it back down, but the winds, it's gale force winds, baby, and that thing's sailing away.
And Superman comes and just flies on.
Yeah. The movie, like, what's the movie? I think Alfred goes, "Are we not dining in tonight, sir?" And Batman goes, "I'll go through the drive-thru."
No, the line is this: "Can I at least persuade you to take a sandwich, sir? I'll get drive-thru."
Yeah, he's like, "I'll get drive-thru."
Val Kilmer also doing a Batman voice as well.
Which they're just going to use that in an ad. Like
they did. I remember.
The majority of this film feels like it was just them making ads.
Mm-hmm. Because
most of these jokes look like they're pausing so that they can edit in like a Taco Bell logo in there somewhere.
Yeah. So that's the very beginning of the movie. We get a new Batcave again, which I didn't mind this Batcave all that much.
Yeah.
I still prefer the A9 Batcave. That's just me.
So yeah, the movie starts astonishingly different from Burton. This is a lot more flash. It's CGI. It's more soundtrack than score.
Do you want to know how it was originally supposed to start?
Yes, sure.
It was supposed to start with a doctor in Arkham Asylum named Dr. Burton.
All right.
Yes. It was not.
They do have a Dr. Burton later in the movie.
Yes, that's the same guy. He was supposed to... He's talking to a security guard about Dent. And he's walking down the hallway, and he goes... he opens the door. The door is open. He's like, why is the door... he's sitting there thinking, like, why is the door open? He goes there. He's like, Harvey? Mm-hmm. And then he stutters, Two-Face. And he finds a guard hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
And on the wall, now it's colored, so it's not. It's supposed to be his blood, and it says the bat must die. That was supposed to be the opening.
I want an open like that for.
You can find the opening on YouTube, and
they filmed it.
Yes, they filmed it. There's a lot of things that they filmed that were cut, which I'm going to go over as we go through the plot.
Basically, for this movie, it was heavily changed.
There is an entire cut that's almost 3 hours long.
Yeah, because the producers going, no, we need to make money off.
And unfortunately, the Warner Bros. Is not releasing it, not because they don't want to.
A lot of it, they probably just can't.
So what it is that they want to. They really do. The problem is the footage, they can't. It's not in great condition. They can't really restore it. And what is there is just not enough to justify it.
Give it to Ken Burns. He'll fix it.
A lot of it's destroyed.
Doesn't matter. Give it to Ken Burns. He'll figure it out. He took garbage from World War I and made it work.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe else too. It could be just interest. Like, there's only a handful of people. It's not like the Zack Snyder Justice League where there was an entire movement. So only just a handful of people. But like, hey, wouldn't that be kind of cool if we saw the original version of Batman Forever?
Yeah. So. According to Wikipedia here, this actually was a success. It was the 6th highest grossing film of 95.
What else came out that year? Scream?
I think so. Yeah, like a lot of major hits that I'm just not ringing about. Like 95 was actually a pretty decent year in film.
Yeah.
But the mid to late 90s was also when so much trash came out. Just
like the next movie we're talking about.
A city dump's worth of garbage. So, out of the gate, Forever is showing that the next change in Batman is more tech and flash. The cinematic,
yeah, he definitely uses more gadgets.
The cinematic style is still using lights and smoke everywhere, but now abandoning all noir style of filmmaking for a more comic and action-based look. That's my notes here, and I think
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's more flash, more style. It's the '90s, baby. Everyone wants that shiny.
Isn't there like don't Two-Face's men have Tommy guns, but they have like fucking neon on the ammo clips?
Yes, everything's like shiny and attention grabbing because it's the '90s, and they're trying to get the Adderall, Mountain Dew soaked children.
Joel wanted to make, and I get where he was going. He wanted to move away a little bit from neo-noir and make it look more like Blade Runner.
He was trying to make it look like Blade Runner, he fucking failed miserably.
Yeah. That was one of the influences was Blade Runner.
Well, I'm thinking that what Schumacher wanted to make and what he ended up making are completely different beasts.
He had a lot of cool ideas and a lot of interesting stuff, and like I said, I'll go over it as we continue because I know a lot about this movie. Like I do with 89. And one thing I noticed is in the beginning of fight, he fights faster. So I think the suit was lighter than the last two suits.
Yeah, the suit's a lot different.
Very more lean.
This one seems a lot more built for the movement in mind.
I actually like the suit for the most part. I think it's a very solid suit.
They're interesting, but I do not like the
nipples.
So I kind of figured out why they have the nipples. I do hate the nipples, but I figured out why.
Who doesn't?
The reason why they have the nipples and all that is because they want to make everything look like a toy. So that when they make the toy, it can look very much like the real life suit.
None of the toys had nipples.
You're gonna just fucking just...
Well, I'm telling you the truth. None of them had nipples.
Okay, well then it's because Schumacher's a pervert. I don't know.
So his explanation was he wanted to make them look like Greek perfection statues. Okay, my theory is that the costume designer also kind of took the man part of Batman a little too literal. And he made it where it's like...
Designers are just perverts, got it.
That's true, too. I mean, it's... But if you took away the nipples...
It wouldn't be that bad of a suit.
It's not a bad suit. Like, it's really not. Like, it's... And he colored the gold... Like, the belt gold or whatever. Like, the color... Or brass or whatever the color belt is. It'd be a solid-ass bat suit. Like, I'm like... I would 100% like that
So, I mean, out the gate, you're getting this weird fucking suit that people just... don't quite. They're going like, what?
There's a little bit of following for the suit.
Yeah, it's a little like people.
Not anyone's top 5.
People
but
are going like, well, that's different. You're getting heavy splashes of color.
yeah.
So it's not just like the faint, everything's blue shaded, like the last couple films. Now everything is painted blue and red, and throwing greens and purples at you.
Like a little bit of yellow.
It's throwing primary colors at you hard because it's wants you to see the clash because you're fighting Two-Face and the Riddler. So they're throwing those colors at you.
Like you said, the green, the red. I think Two-Face's outfit, a little bit of it had yellow on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's touches of yellow and all that to kind of like...
Because Batman's suit also has yellow.
It's there to balance a little bit, to make everything like...
Did you notice, though, when he was fighting Two-Face's thugs, one of them is about to fall down the elevator shaft and Batman saves him?
No, that's a nice touch.
Yes, he saves him. So my guess is that was a message to the parents group saying, like, hey, this Batman doesn't directly kill people.
Yeah, this is really helping establish what
the no kill Batman.
Because like by 95 BTOS is a huge success.
Yeah, at that point it was the New Adventures of Batman Robin, I believe.
Yeah, every kid's getting up Saturday morning and watching this.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone knows that Batman has the golden rule of he will not kill.
Unless if it's, the Bill Finger Batman. Then he straight up kills people.
Bill Finger had him murder people?
Oh, dude, Bill Finger had Batman carry a gun.
Yeah, well...
Bill Finger's Batman did not fuck around. He was literally the definition of fuck around and find out with me.
Who was the one that gave him the golden rule?
There's some debate on it.
Okay.
Some debate is that it was actually Bob's idea, which it might have been.
I think that's a good idea for a character. He's like, no.
I think Bill was kind of told by editorial, like, hey, can you not have him, like, kill people?
It's like, he's supposed to be the good guy.
Well, Bill's explanation was he wanted to be more of a pulp detective.
Yeah, but...
And if he didn't
But a lot of detectives back then didn't kill anyone. Like Dick Tracy, I don't think killed anyone.
I think the no-kill rule was established by Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil in the 70s. Like, it was officially said, like, Batman does not kill.
Yeah, so, like, this is kind of like, hey, he's actually, like, he's being cautious. I kind of like Val Kilmer's Batman here.
His Batman's very interesting.
He's a gadgeteer tactician rather than a brutalist brawler like
Keaton's was.
Whereas
his Batman gets hit quite a bit.
Yeah, he'll take a punch, but like he's using his brain. Like this is the Batman who fights smart. Like he's gonna get his hands dirty, but like he's not gonna just like
throw hands and
he's gonna like throw a smoke bomb, come in at the right time, smack this guy.
He almost fights like the Arkham Batman.
Yes, he's a tactician fighter.
Which I really like Val Kilmer's Batman. Val Kilmer's Batman, I think, has kind of grown on a lot of people, kind of like how George Lazenby's James Bond has over the years.
Yes. Val Kilmer's performance in this is actually
very
good.
Solid.
It's solid. It's a true Batman. It seems like this Batman was heavily influenced by the BTOS Batman.
Yes, because that is actually true.
It's almost like he's mimicking...
So the people who wrote this movie were a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Their children watched Batman the Animated Series, and they used that as inspiration.
Yes.
For Batman.
Because the way... Like I was very sleepy when I was watching this, and at one point he's talking to Robin, and I had my eyes closed, and it almost sounded like Kevin Conroy speaking to his Robin, played by I forget. But they both they were speaking in that mannerism.
Yes, it's a great depiction of Batman lost in a very mediocre movie.
Yes, this movie could have been a lot better.
It almost was.
It had they had Carey and Tommy Lee Jones played the characters way more straight.
Then if Jones didn't act like an asshole.
Yeah, this probably could have been a lot better.
And also if Val Kilmer didn't have issues with Joel Shumacher.
Well, yeah, I mean, Schumacher's kind of hard to work with a lot of times. I mean, everyone thought this was going to be a great hit because Schumacher was just coming off the smash hit Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas, where he's a disgruntled defense contractor who's just been fired from his job. His car's broke down, so he has to travel the swamp that is LA to his daughter's birthday, which he's not allowed at because of his ex-wife's restraining order. So he goes on like a shooting spree.
And wasn't it also set like right after the LA riots?
Yes, it was very heavily influenced by the riots and everyone's disgruntlement.
So, the guy making a movie like that, you'd think him doing Batman would be
like a slam dunk.
It's a match made in heaven.
And
in a way, it was just there was a demon called Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers was getting kind of into the nose candy. It seems with some of these decision makings. I feel like had they gone back to a drawing board, you probably would have gotten something a bit better.
So keep some ideas, keep the Riddler, and actually, again, if you want to add like a new love interest or whatever, I think the idea of a psychologist or psychiatrist that's not a bad idea.
All these themes that we're talking about now stay within the iconic, the gestalt of the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
The psychology, the never letting go of the parents' murder,
which that's a big plot point that was cut.
His back and forth between
Bruce Wayne and Batman. His the way he interacts with Robin and who's 42 years old in this movie.
The kid was playing younger, but it wasn't ridiculous. But
no, but it's clearly like, dude, you're like 28. What are you doing?
They could not find a Tom Holland of that era.
He would have been a great Robin. But so moving on to the plot, I think a little bit more.
Yeah.
Two-Face gets away. We also meet Dr. Chase Meridian, who I think she was in town trying to help Two-Face. What was her story?
I think
or was it like Vicky, where like she was trying to figure out Batman?
No, I think she came to town because she's like, well, this is a lot of psychologically interesting weirdos that could help me with my career.
And I think she was, if I remember right, she was hired as a consultant to try to help Dent.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. And she's like, well, all these whack jobs are probably great for like me.
A book.
Yeah.
Hell of a book.
Yeah.
I lived in Gotham City for a week, and all this shit happened to me.
It's like, wow, this is a Freudian.
There was a guy named the Joker. What happened to him?
He Freudian wet dream right here.
What happened to? Wait a minute. There was a guy named the Joker, and you guys almost had a Penguin Man as a mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't talk about him.
Yeah, that was last Christmas though.
You should have been here. Oh, and as for a Joker guy, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He fell off a building.
So.
After he tried to poison the city.
So yeah, I mean, like. It's from the start. You're looking at all this. You're looking at like the helicopter taking away the bank. You're looking at all the gadgets.
Batman chasing the helicopter.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking toys. Like, it's to the point where he's holding an object at one point, and I just like imagined a $9.99 flashing on screen.
So try to remove the toys a little bit.
Yeah,
because we all know it's a very toyetic movie. It's a very toy movie, more so. Well, the next one would be more so.
Oh my god, that one was nothing but a toy movie.
So trying to look at it objectively, I don't think it's a bad plot. Like, okay, Two-Face is off to his shenanigans. No, but Batman has a great line where he's fighting Dent in a helicopter. He says, "You need help, Harvey."
The ideas behind this, I think, would greatly influence Nolan's Batman.
I think so in a way.
Because remember, this is a psychological movie where we're just starting to really come to terms with the idea of psychology in America. Mm-hmm. Where mental health is starting to be talked about, rather than, like back in the 80s and 60s where everyone's like, shut up, don't talk about it. We don't talk about Cousin Louie and
with the chainsaw.
His incident, or we don't talk about why, that soldier killed himself. It's just, things just happen. Weird.
That, and also too, like, we get a villain that has had a relationship with Bruce Wayne. We never had that with the last two villains.
Yes.
The Joker kind of, like, in terms of he killed his parents, but, like, aside from that, he didn't even know who he was.
They decided that it's like we can't just have it an origin story every time. It's like, okay, what if Two-Face is established? They're like, well, how do we do that? It's like, well, we can just throw his deal's easy. It's he used to be we'll just say
literally a line of dialogue. He used to be a DA who was scarred, and then they showed it later.
And like the coin makes all of his decisions for it. Like, boom, done.
Yeah, and I mean that's basically what he is. And even like Meridian was like, yeah, he makes all of his decisions based off the coin, right?
Yeah.
And so then Batman actually is kind of defeated a little bit by Two-Face.
Two-Face gets away.
Yeah, and a really weird ass parachute. I always wanted that parachute though when I was a kid. I don't know why. I thought it looked cool. So then I can't remember the next bit. It's like stuff with Wayne Enterprises.
Yes, he's at Wayne Enterprises, and this is where we meet
Edward Nygma.
Edward Nygma, which is generally his name for most incarnations, except for the new Batman. His name will be something else.
His name would be Edward Nashton.
So
his real name is Edward Nash. So, okay. About the Riddler in this movie. This movie, you know how we mentioned in the last episode that the Penguin was really altered by Batman Returns? Mm-hmm. This movie does a great service for the Riddler.
Really?
So the writers wanted to do... The writers knew... They did all their research on comics. Like, they went into DC's vault. They did as much research as possible. One thing they noticed was they didn't really have an origin story for the Riddler. And DC was like, what do you mean there's no origin story for the Riddler?
Like, he just shows up. He's just some weirdo that starts leaving clues.
Yeah, and they're like, can we make one? And they're like, sure?
Yeah.
So they actually had some help with DC. They made him a former Wayne Tech employee. I mean, later on in the comics, he was given much more of it. In-depth
it changes, like even in BTOS and
in BTOS it's kind of similar to Forever, where I don't think it was Wayne Tech. I think it was some
other places,
but it was similar where he was like a genius.
In my mind, he was like I know I'm remembering it wrong, but in my mind he was like the puzzle maker at either a toy factory or a newspaper.
You're thinking of someone else. You're thinking of I think his name was the Puzzler.
Oh, maybe I'm just thinking of like a different villain.
You are thinking of a different villain, but very similar
to the Puzzler or something.
It's not the Puzzler. I forget the dude's name.
It's some guy that's similar to the
Quizmaster, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Actually. He's the father to Stephanie Brown, who was known as Spoiler, and then was later the second Rob, or like the fourth Robin.
There's a lot of history here that it's been 30 years. They've covered a lot of ground.
It's been 34 years. So with the Riddler, though, they took his origin, and so they took his story, and they wanted him to have a connection to Bruce as well. Because wouldn't it be kind of interesting if both guys... Well, if one guy hated Batman, but one guy hated Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
The Riddler, he doesn't really have a problem with Batman.
He doesn't really care.
He's Batman like, whatever, fuck you. But Two-Face does. Two-Face hates Batman.
Yes.
But the Riddler... See, with the Penguin and Catwoman, one just wanted to do his own thing, and one wanted to fuck him.
Yeah.
And with the Joker, it was just like, Batman's an inconvenience.
Yeah. For a lot of these guys, Batman was just an inconvenience. It wasn't personal. This time, it's personal. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it'll be back to being an inconvenience. Most of the time, Batman's just like a dude that gets in their way, and they're
until we get to like the Nolan movies, where like there's more.
It's always like you're. I mean,
hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
So that's kind of a thing. Is that like these are all harvarding back to like the Golden and Silver Age Batman's a bit, where Batman's just a dude that stops them from committing crimes. Whereas Nolan draws from the more modern takes of like Batman's the one that created these monsters.
Yes.
Indirectly most of the time. And
indirectly he created the Joker. He created
and sometimes it's not him, but like society, and he's a representation of society. And sometimes they just blame him even though he has no like relations. He's like, I was eating a sandwich when your problem happened. How the fuck does
Batman
it affect
was like,
me?
I was having some McDonald's, dude. Like, what the fuck's yours?
It's like, dude, I was 6 when you had your problem.
Condiment King's like, I blame you. He's like, for what?
You took the last mustard. It's like, okay, well, that's just...
Dude, that is not my problem. That is a you problem, and that is something you gotta sort out with your therapist, amigo.
Yeah, so it's... But again, that's that's the thing, is that Nolan will be established of the society and Batman are the reason why these villains
The
are.
ripple effect.
Yeah, it's a ripple effect. Whereas this is the old one where it's like, well, something weird happened to Batman and he went the good way, and something weird happened to these people and they went a bad route.
It's like Batman had a bad day and that spun him off into the direction he is. Joker had a bad day and that spun him off into the direction he went.
Yeah, and
They're otherwise not that different.
it's pretty much the same for all of them. It's something happens to you and you either choose to break or rebuild. You know,
Batman just chose to rebuild, whereas people like Penguin, who got thrown into a sewer, he was just like, "Fuck you, I'm going to do what I want." Now, also too, I'm going to tell you this, since you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Jon Favreau has a cameo in this scene.
Yes, so
He's one of the Wayne Tech guys.
Bruce Wayne's at Wayne Tech and he's talking to all the scientists building.
First time we see Wayne Tech too.
Wayne because I guess they realized, oh yeah, Batman has a day job. Whoops, forgot that one. He's talking to people about like up and coming.
It's like an R&D research and development.
Yeah, research and development, because I guess they're in military contracts and whatever.
Fine. I mean, not so traditionally. Bruce isn't really into military stuff,
but it's all sorts of stuff like compliance, like home compliances and.
Yeah, I think like Nigma. I don't think they were making weapons. I think they were just making like shit.
They're just making
like scientific shit.
He was just like, here's a thing for TV.
Nigma was the one who was making like a fucking weapon.
Well, he was really just trying to make like 3D TV.
Kind of, yeah.
And then kind of went crazy with it.
All right, so you missed the mark here.
So he meets a drooling puppy that's clearly got a screw loose. I mean Jim Carrey.
So before you continue, I guess you were going to describe it with Nigma.
Yeah. Jim Carrey plays this character very strangely, where Nigma is usually this guy who thinks he's the smartest guy in the room and knows it type. He thinks everyone is a dumbass but himself. And is usually a very independent guy. Whereas this interpretation is literally worshiping the ground Bruce Wayne walks for some reason. It's like he thinks that Bruce Wayne's the only other guy in the room that understands him.
Yeah, and it's never established why. Now, this created a trope in superhero movies.
Yeah.
That we would see with the following: Electro,
mm-hmm.
A little bit of Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3, a little bit, not so much. Ardrick Killian in Iron Man 3,
mm-hmm.
Cheetah in Wonder Woman 84, and Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home.
It's that the
nerdy person or the person. Well, take away Eddie Brock from that list.
The hero or the day. So either the civilian or the hero persona will interact with someone and they'll like go.
They're usually an awkward, socially inept person who,
and basically they'll tell them no for some reason. Usually, very you were
supposed to understand.
Yeah, it's basically they meet someone, they say no because of perfectly legitimate reasons, and then that person just becomes a villain.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, sorry, I can't. Like it'll be literally like, oh, Brian, sorry, dude, I can't hang out this week. Let's reschedule for like Monday when I'm free. And you're like, I'm going to kill half of Europe,
New England.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna.
You're like, that is an oddly specific place, but okay.
And then I have to stop you because you weren't cool enough with. Okay, let's reschedule for Monday.
No, how dare you?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to build a Death Star.
It's
a terrible trope.
It always works, but it's always crap. But it works.
I've never seen one instance where it worked.
It always works, but it's just not. It
really worked with Electro?
Yes. Because he was like...
Well, I guess Electro was the one that was done the best?
Yes, because I mean, that he had autism.
He didn't in the new one.
Yeah, no, I'm going to assume that, like, maybe the basically, they're trying to say that the electrochemistry of the eels kind of made him less neurodivergent.
That's entirely possible. It fixed his teeth. But we're getting off track to a different movie.
We'll get to those movies. So
Someday.
So that's how this Riddler comes to be. Is that Bruce Wayne says no to an idea that Nigma is being very pushy about his invention that would read people's minds and let them like see TV in 3D. It like feel good, and I guess
basically like a machine that does what weed does.
Yeah, and also it would extract information from. So basically, it says it puts information in your brain so that you can like really like feel like you're in the TV.
Right.
Not only like instead of just enjoying the fishing show, you're on the boat now too.
And this causes
Bruce Wayne to go like, well, if you can put stuff in their brain, which no, that's bad. What's stopping you from extracting thoughts from their brain?
Enigma was like, nothing. I didn't think about that part, Bruce. Thanks.
Yeah. So he's like, no, I'm not. We're not going with this plan because we're brainwashing people. No.
He's like, I'm sorry. It just raises too many questions.
Yeah, too many ethical questions. So
you were supposed to understand.
Yeah,
and then Enigma's boss, who is just for some reason an aggressive human being.
Yeah, he's an aggressive asshole.
He's an HR problem walking.
Yeah. It says, don't worry, we'll get rid of this idiot. Da, 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 da. So
you're fired.
So no, he didn't fire him.
Not yet.
But Not yet. That night,
Nigma was staying late.
Nigma was like, I'm just gonna keep working on this project, and I'll prove to him that he's wrong. And then the boss is like, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "Oh, you saw me and you're trying to fire me? Time to die." And he throws the motherfucker out the window.
He ties him to a chair after he uses the brainwave machine on him, which it works. And he's like, yes, it works.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, now I have to kill you.
Yep.
He ties him and it's like, see you around, big kahuna. So, meanwhile, too, we're getting a very horny Nicole Kidman who really wants to, like, have sex with Batman in this movie.
Yeah,
at least in the beginning.
So that's the thing is that this Batman is way more down to fuck.
He's like, I mean, yeah, but I'm kind of busy right now.
Yeah, like this is a more quippy Batman.
Yeah.
Because the studio says Batman needs to be funnier.
Yeah.
But
Joel Shumacher decided to make Batman like the whole movie like weirdly like tries to be like sexual at times, and it's like
he is a horny man.
Oh my Jesus, Joel.
This is the Batman that's ready to fuck.
Yeah.
He is DTF at all times. So I mean, Batman's been known to be sexy, but usually he's more stoic.
Right, like he's a very like he takes his job seriously type of guy.
He's like, listen, wait until the job's done, then we can talk.
But I forget exactly how does Meridian meet Bruce Wayne.
I think he's just.
Oh, I remember. Okay. Bruce keeps having dreams about like his parents' death and all that.
Yeah.
And he also too after Enigma kills his boss, there's a great segment of him making his first riddle. He goes back to his apartment. There's a song playing. What's it? Who's it by? The Flaming Lips.
Yeah, there's a Flaming Lips song.
Bad Days. That's what.
Yeah,
it is.
I wrote. Wow, they got rid of Elfman for an indie soundtrack.
Yeah,
cool.
Actually, Akiva Goldsman was the guy who did the composing.
Yeah,
so he did a really good job. I like the theme.
The tonal shift from.
But it's a dark song too, because it's literally talking about killing your boss.
Yeah, so it was a perfect fit. Because Schumacher prefers soundtrack over scoring,
right?
Which
so
hey,
if it works, it works. And then you see this. I guess it's a fortune teller thing. It's where like
So there's these old riddle fortune teller things.
But he's dressed exactly like the Riddler.
Well, I mean, hey.
I always thought when I was a kid, is that where you got his outfit from?
Yes, that's where he got the idea from.
He literally opened the thing, took out the outfit.
I think he just designed it based off that. He might have took the hat.
Yeah, he definitely took the hat. He probably pried the thing off.
Weird thing to own.
Yeah, why would you own? How do you own that? Why do you own that? And also, too, he had a Riddler bobblehead. I remember that the thing had a bobblehead. He owned it. But I remember him telling. It seems like this thing is his friend, like his only friend, or whatever, because he says to it, "Guess what I did today?" And he's making his first riddle. He drives on a moped, because of course the Riddler has a moped, to Wayne Manor, and he leaves a riddle on the gate. Which the riddle, I can't remember what the riddle was.
It was
a clock, right?
Yeah, the riddle was, on my face, numbers it's like no more like
there are no more numbers than 12 or something like that.
like you won't find the number 13 on my face.
A clock.
Yeah, and he's like, and I was like, a clock, and then he goes, a clock. And he goes, okay, let's take this to psychologist, and the psychologist is like, it
happens to be Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, clock.
Who gave this to you?
Yeah, and she's like, well, who do you think would do this? He's like, I don't know, fucking bedwetting psychopath. And she's like, so she basically profiles Nigma.
Which,
right there.
It's kind of an interesting thing that, like, for once, we have a love interest who's not a crazy person or a screaming idiot like Vicky Vale.
Yeah.
You have someone who's like, oh, okay, well, clearly this person's, psychologically damaged. He needs severe help.
Yeah, we're going more into the psychological profiling of Batman and his rogues gallery,
right?
Rather than they're just wacky job, crazy pantses.
We also too have them go on a date to a circus, or as Val Kilmer says, circus. I'm dead serious. Watch the movie. And he says circus.
He screwed up.
Whatever, it's fine. And, what's up?
So like this kind of shows all of these scenes are really emphasizing how bad the CGI is, and
there's a lot of Gotham is CGI.
So the thing is that all this was done because CGI was huge at this point. This was the renaissance of CGI.
It was like right after Terminator 2. Right?
And a lot of CGI was really, really good, and a lot of it was really bad, like in this movie, because we weren't quite all there in standards and practices. And to kind of like really bring attention to like how bad this was. This movie, like you could tell it was all cartoony and nothing looked real and the city looked terrible. But then in 1999, The Matrix will come out, and a lot of it doesn't hold up today, but back then it looked
was a huge
thing. Realistic.
Speaking of CGI too, like that was the other thing you mentioned earlier, matte paintings and all that. What we forgot to mention was there was a lot of models and all that for Gotham in the first Batman movie, and especially in the second one.
Yeah.
In the third one, now it's CGI.
Yeah.
It's CGI establishing, so you can tell, especially by today's standards, that building's not real.
Now, some of it was models, like
some of it.
The establishing shot of Riddler's apartment,
yes,
where the train goes by, that's a model.
Yeah, and of course Riddler's actual apartment, which I was like, I kind of wanted that apartment.
I mean, cool. the set design overall is still very well done.
It's extremely well done.
And you still feel like you're in Gotham. It just
you can still kind of believe it's the same Gotham from like Burton. It's just now it's like maybe a couple years later.
Yeah, it's like everyone's going through like. I mean, you'll see that, like, if you looked at, like, a building from, like, especially, like, take New York. 1955 New York versus 1965 New York, those are two different looking places. Like,
right.
Even Grand Central Station look completely different.
So, and Riddler, too, kind of gives me, like, a Son of Sam vibe in his apartment.
Yeah, he definitely is this weird, insane loner type.
Which I thought was a great direction to go. And so I think, so a lot of things are going to be brought up that were cut out from Batman Forever's original shooting version, like the original version of it. Chase Meridian helps Bruce actually throughout the movie, as not with just the riddles, but actually his own psyche. And because he kind of tells her who he is, and he kind of doesn't. He never mentions Batman. He mentions that there's another half to him. And she's like, okay, well, what's your other half like?
Yeah.
And they kind of leave this in, but they kind of don't.
Yeah, it seems
he has like that doll that he gets from her.
Yeah. So it's definitely, you can definitely feel like there were two scripts here, and they kind of cut parts of one and put it into the other, because Batman by himself, it's a psychological profile on the character, and then when you get to the villains, it's Wacky Pants Fridays at TGIF.
I was picturing like Two-Face with like with pants on his head going like
yeah,
like TGIF for some reason.
It's one's a Saturday morning cartoon and one's a serious psychodrama about a man coming to terms with
his own
identity
now, and mortality.
This one's interesting because it plays with the idea that changes since then. So around this time, and especially later in Batman comics in the early 2000s, it's brought up a bit better in Nolan, I think, overall as a theme, is that in this one, it's Bruce Wayne coming to terms with his identity as Batman, whereas we've established in lore that Bruce Wayne is just the fake persona that Batman puts on.
Because it's often said that 3 people died in that alley, his parents and him, and then Batman was born.
Yes. Batman is his true self. That's what he calls himself in his mind.
Yeah, that's been a thing since I believe like the 70s.
Yeah, but it's coming more into the
modern conscious
as we're getting away. Like a lot of these ideas were all done in the 70s and all that, and but we're still as a society holding on to this golden era and silver age era of what superhero characters are,
especially at this point, because really our only frame of references are Batman and the Superman movies.
Yes, because at this point in time,
and those failed Marvel movies.
Well, those weren't failed; they were bad on purpose. They were just rights holding scams, which they're actually not that bad.
There's a Fantastic Four movie that never came out by Roger Corman. Still the best Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I mean, give it 10 years and I'm sure people on Twitter were saying Fan Four Stick was great. No, it wasn't.
No one's ever going to say that. Nobody is ever going to say that. And if they do, I am out. Like, you know what? No, I'm done. Bye. I'm done with everything. I'm done with comic books. I'm done with everything.
At this point in time, we're getting more into psychology, and pop psychology is coming up more. People are getting in tune with their inner child. People are starting to do meditation and all this other stuff. And of course, all this stuff will eventually come to common practice in like today, where like we're taking mental health breaks. There's advertisements for Calm and therapy where, hey, just if you're having a bad week, talk to this therapist, no problem. It's not for shut the fuck up, Uncle Ted's crazy. He's talking to a psychologist. We're not doing that anymore. So that's interesting as a theme that we're bringing up here. So then we get to the circuits, right? Mm-hmm. And Two-Face is at the event.
This is also where we meet the Flying Graysons.
Yes. The Flying Graysons is something that we rarely see on screen.
Very true. We don't. Well, yeah, you don't. Except for Gotham, which had a version of the Flying Graysons, but it wasn't like the Flying Graysons that we see.
Yeah, I guess it was like
Dick's parents when they met.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. That's kind of like the Capulets and
Montagues.
Yeah, and then there's like, haha, in a couple years. Oh God.
Oh Jesus! Stay away from anyone named Tony Zuko. Hey, stay away from a guy named Tony Zuko. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that the Joker comes from that circus. That's an interesting...
No? Oh, yeah, I was going to say, no, he doesn't, yeah. But I forgot in Gotham, yeah.
That's an interesting take
Haley
on that.
Circus, yeah. But I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Joker didn't come from there. Oh, right.
For all its faults, Gotham is a very interesting take.
Yeah. There's some villains that they need to show up, like Freeze.
Well, I
mean, Frice. I'm sorry, Mr. Frice.
Well, I mean, it's got to be some weird things because it was on Fox.
I know. But anyway, So yeah, we meet 42-year-old Dick Grayson.
Okay, so I looked it up. He was about 24 at time of filming.
So I'm very close.
And he looked 24.
So we meet 24-year-old Dick Grayson,
And he was supposed to be playing
16.
16, and no, because he was acting like a 24-year-old man.
So my theory is that he's not really a... Well, no, they say he's a ward, so...
Yeah, basically.
I thought it was just like a dude that Bruce was like, hey man, you can come crash with me.
So a little bit later, he's like, I just agreed to this so I wouldn't have to deal with social services.
I'm like, you're 24.
It's
What
like,
are you...
You're like a man. Go... like,
Get a job, you fucking hobo.
Yeah. It's like...
If I was Bruce, I'm like,
it's
okay.
like, you could have just kept with the circus.
You idiot.
You're clearly over 18.
How old are you?
So, Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell. He's not like a Tom Holland where he's the man's aged appropriately.
He's aged pretty well, I'd say. He's still...
No, I mean,
he's
like,
on NCIS
he
now.
never like most people like Tobey Maguire looked young at 30. He looked like he was 22 at 30.
Yeah, I believed him more in Spider-Man than I did Chris O'Donnell in Batman Forever.
Yeah, and like Tom Holland is like
24, something like that.
He's closer our age.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's like 26, 27, and he looks 16.
He looks like he's 14 years old.
Yeah, he's baby face boy forever.
God. Anyway.
But
so we meet the Flying Graysons.
Yes.
And
they're doing their acrobatic thing.
And everyone's having a fun time. Bruce and Chase are having fun, watching and shit. Like, oh, ain't that cool? Dude, yeah, it's actually pretty impressive acrobatic shit.
And then
somehow,
yeah,
Two-Face sneaks in a wanted criminal who is a public figure. How the fuck do you sneak in there?
Listen, don't. It's a cartoon. Don't think
I'm
about
out.
it too hard.
No. Don't give me that answer.
Yeah.
No. So he captures the ringleader. I guess kills him, and then takes his disguise.
No, he just comes in dressed like that.
Oh, okay. He just came in dressed like that because that's just part of the plan. What was their plan?
To blow it all up if Batman doesn't show up. Basically.
Oh right, yeah, because he wants to kill Batman.
He knew that Batman was in the audience. I forget how, but
I think he just kind of assumed.
No, he knows for sure that someone in there is Batman. And
so, do you think Dent had any idea?
Dent had no idea who Batman was at this point. I think.
Well, no, I think no, because remember it was broadcasted on TV. Remember, because Enigma's watching it and he's enjoying it.
Oh, okay, no. He doesn't know that Batman's there. He just knows that Batman will show up.
Right. He knows that Batman's watching.
Somehow, they must have cut
in chaos. Bruce Wayne does try to tell him, Harvey, I am Batman.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, yo, dude, your girlfriend is a psychologist. You gonna shot that right next to her? And I'm pretty sure the police commissioner is like right next to you too.
I mean, everyone's like, Batman's trying to console his friend who has lost his mind. It's so sad. He could have easily spun. It's like, oh no, I just told him what he wanted to hear, man.
He can take me as a hostage. So yeah, the bomb. There's this comically big bomb with a tiny hook. I gotta go over this. Okay, there's a hook and a cable system, right? If we're assuming this is on a regular pulley system,
this is your same bullshit from not 89 with these bombs on these hooks.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I want to know where he bought that bracket from. I want to know where he bought that cable from. Because there's no way, as a hardware store employee, that he bought that type of shit that would work. No. He got that shit custom made. I guarantee he called up a fucking manufacturer, like Craftsman or something, like, hi, I have an account with you. Can you make this shit for me? Why? Is I'm Two-Face?
Custom. Okay, so.
I'm just saying, that housing does not work on that cable.
It clearly does, and you can get anything to fit anything if you're the prop department.
Well, it's a hollow ball, but I'm talking about like in terms of the movie.
Okay, well, all right.
I'm talking about in context of the movie.
Let's imagine that the bomb is a more hollow explosive rather than a giant.
Okay, I'll accept that.
It's more shrapnel based, so it's gonna have the parts fling everywhere.
Okay, I accept that. I accept
Okay.
that. Except it's not because it explodes in the water. But I'm going to accept that. I'm going to accept that.
Okay, well, it can be more shrapnel based
I
and
accept it.
survive.
I
And
accept it.
yeah,
I accepted it for
yeah.
now.
Okay, so the bomb's about to go off, and everyone's running around, and the Graysons are like, "Well, let's take care of this. We can get rid of it."
No, what?
Yeah,
No, let's run.
yeah. So Robin, Dick Grayson, heroically gets that bomb the fuck out of there, and he just yeets it into the water.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I did it.
It's like, here, that's Gotham Harbor's problem now.
That's not my problem.
And explodes, and it just goes a little bloop.
Yeah.
Just a little bloop. That's it.
Meanwhile, his parents died.
Yes.
Because I forget, how exactly did he kill them?
Oh, he looked up, saw that they got rid of the bomb, and he shot them.
Is that really how it happened?
He obliterated them with the Tommy gun.
Holy shit. I
Right.
thought, like, no, I don't remember that
Yeah,
part.
no, he looked up and he blasted them with the Tommy
Holy
gun.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now that makes it personal for Dick Grayson. It's personal.
So, let's see now. According to Wikipedia, Bruce attends the circus. Two-Face hijacks the event, threatens to detonate a bomb unless Batman surrenders. Acrobats Dick Grayson, the youngest member of the Flying Graces, manages to throw the bomb into the river, but Two-Face kills his family. Bruce persuades the orphan Dick to live at Wayne Manor as his ward, but Dick discovers Bruce as Batman. Determined to
And then
avenge
he's killed.
his family, Dick demands to join Batman in crime fighting, hoping to kill Two-Face, but Bruce refuses.
I wanted to mention.
So, yeah.
So there's a part in that segment where it was cut.
Mm-hmm.
In the segment that he's like, killing Two-Face won't bring your family back. I know, because when I killed the man who killed my parents, it didn't do anything.
Yeah, and then they changed it. It's like, because when I defeated the man,
They never even acknowledged Jack Napier. So the only way they acknowledge Jack Napier in the final cut is the silhouette of Napier. Otherwise, no.
Maybe I'm misremembering it, but I feel like that was the line that I heard.
Well, I think he said something similar to it, but like
it's like he's like, you'll just feel hollow. Like, you'll just keep going out there every night, and you'll be just like, revenge will become meaningless. You're just doing
revenge
it to do
will become your whole life. Which there is such a great characterization of Batman and Robin in this movie that it's lost in a mediocre movie.
It's I feel like, and everyone gives Chris O'Donnell shit for this, but he had nothing to work with here.
He really didn't.
I can see where he would want to be more angry and more like, but it's just not that movie. They milk toasted this movie to like Plainsville and back because, well, we can't upset anybody, and we want to sell the toys.
Right.
So everything's got to keep in check. Emotions, sex appeal.
We do mention too, Metropolis gets mentioned.
Yes.
So let's throw in a shared universe.
He's like, yeah, I probably just had. It's like
you go halfway. The circus is probably halfway in Metropolis by now.
Yeah. I think they were trying to set up. Because remember,
Burton was doing a Superman movie at the time.
$150 million Superman movie that never got made.
Superman, what was it called? Superman Reborn or Superman Lives or something?
Yeah, Superman Lives or something like that. It was going to possibly have Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Not possibly. He was cast.
He was one of the picked.
No, he was cast. There's pictures of him in the suit.
It was not the real suit. It was a mock-up suit. As a test.
No, there's two suits. There's the mock-up suit, which is like one of the Robin suits that was repainted, and then there was a different suit that was going to be the final suit.
They were going to have Nicolas.
Yes, they were going to have Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Boy, did they not know how to make movies back then.
You know why they cast him?
Why?
He showed up to the audition as Clark Kent in big, broken, like, crooked glasses, a Mickey Mouse t-shirt, an oversized blazer, and ripped jeans. His explanation was, why would Clark Kent dress nice?
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, I kind of get where they're coming from. Like, all right, I get it.
I could see him doing a good Clark Kent, but not a good Superman.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah,
we'll never know.
Yeah, oh boy, it's in an alternate timeline. You or me are sitting here talking about that piece of shit. I bet.
Watch it win like all the Oscars.
Oh god, it's like when's best.
And the Oscar for Best Picture goes to Superman lives.
What a nightmare world. You know what? Maybe in that world, like, things went better for us.
Right, like things went better. Everything went better. We'd have Bob Saget.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Bob Saget's hosting the Oscars.
So, I mean, they're at Wayne Manor. It's like they just skip that fucking funeral.
Yeah, so they also, too, we also kind of, I think, I don't know if the Riddler shows up yet, or is this after, like...
I think...
It's like in between.
So, Riddler, Enigma was at the circus eating pop.
No, he was watching it.
Was he at the circus?
No, he was at his apartment watching it on TV.
Oh, okay. I wasn't very clear.
Yeah,
It looked like he was crouched behind the bleachers eating, like, popcorn.
Nope, he's at his apartment watching Two-Face.
Okay, it just
and that's
wasn't...
where he gets the idea of being a supervillain.
Yeah, it wasn't super clear to me. Okay, so this movie is just zooming by. There's not a lot to it.
Because again, so much was cut out.
They streamlined it. This was supposed... I could easily see this movie at least a half-hour cut.
I want to say either a half hour or an hour is believed to be cut.
So, recently people have been complaining like superhero movies are too long. They're 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I'm like, they've always been 2 hours. Like, most of the... Like, all these Batman movies are 2 hours and a couple minutes for credits.
Mm-hmm.
Superman movies are, like, hour 40 or more.
Ballpark, yeah.
Yeah. So they're all kind of long. Like, a 90-minute movie ain't... Yeah, so some movies need to be cut down, but most superhero movies, 2 hours of entertainment. Especially at these prices. I want my money's worth.
Another thing, too, is that... so when we get the Riddler, you had no idea Drew Barrymore was in this movie. As one of Two-Face's... Like,
completely did not know that, no.
Yeah, Two-Face has two girlfriends, Sugar and Spice.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there going... Is that Drew fucking Barrymore?
You text me like, Ryan, is that Drew Barrymore? Yeah. What?
I lost my mind. I'm like, what is she do? Why is she in such a small part? Why isn't she Batgirl? And then I realized The Wedding Singer wouldn't come out for another year.
And Scream.
Oh yeah,
she's in the beginning of Scream.
She is?
Mm-hmm. She gets killed.
Wow.
She's the first kill in Scream.
I don't know.
But she was in all the posters. She was in all the advertising.
Because she was like late 90s it girl.
Yeah. So the trick was, let's make you think she'll live. Surprise. Anyone can die in this movie.
Yeah.
But she has... It's really just kind of a cameo. I think the other one was Debbie Mazur.
There was a few 90s it girls that
Debbie Mazur I think was Spice.
Yes.
Like the evil one?
Yes.
Well, they're both evil.
I kind of forgot that. I forget, but still, it's friggin' Debbie Moore.
You mean Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore. Fuck. I'm getting... What if, though? That would be even more...
That would be weird. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
It's Drew Barrymore. And then I was like, well, what's Drew Barrymore been doing? Like, oh, she's been being Adam Sandler's love interest in all of his movies, which, you know what, that's fun. That's appropriate aging. They got good chemistry. I'm happy. But still. Okay, so now we introduce Robin.
And we have the Riddler.
And the Riddler.
Who is like, hey, I can help you if you help me. I know how to figure out who Batman is with his brain drain. Yeah. His idea is, okay, if I get enough people to get their brain drained, we'll figure out who Batman is.
Yep.
And you can kill him, and I can kill him. And Two-Face goes, heads, we like you. Tails, we blow your freaking head off. And I feel like that was actually just Tommy Lee Jones just saying that to him.
No.
No, we blow your damn head off is what he says.
Yeah.
So we get that. Now they go on their crime spree and...
they're robbing banks. And...
jewelry stores. My favorite thing is, I think they're robbing a casino, and Riddler punches a security guard. Like, ow! No, stand back, hold up, wind the fist,
it's like, hey, Harvey, teach me how to punch a guy. And he goes, all right, and he goes, like, hold your ground, throw it back, hit him good. And he goes, okay, I'll try.
Insert yourself.
And he goes, owie, my fucking hand. I'm like, yeah, that's good
He's
advice.
like, no. He's like, all right, stand back, square up, ball your hand to a fist, and assert yourself.
Yep.
I just love that part, the assert yourself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bruce has developed a relationship with Chase Meridian. He's going over the death of his parents. Dick Grayson steals the Batmobile.
Joyrides it.
Because that's a smart idea.
Oh yeah, I was like, joyriding the motherfucking Batmobile? Are you insane?
A shitty looking Batmobile.
Oh yeah, and
that thing is a monstrosity.
oh yeah. So you know how we discover that Robin is good at fighting and acrobatics?
When he fights Darth Maul's street gang.
No. Before that. You forgot about this little scene. It's right before he joyrides.
Oh, the shit with the fucking clothes.
So he knows laundry foo.
I forgot.
He's like, oh, don't worry, Alfred.
No, he doesn't call him Alfred. He calls him Al. And Alfred's like, call me Al one more time. I will shoot you, boy.
It's like, I got the shotgun in the back, buddy. That's more for just killing the...
two supervillains, pal.
Yeah.
3, technically.
He's like, here, let me do my own laundry. And then he, like, ninja kung fu masters
Ninja guidance himself
like
down into the Batcave.
No, he kung fu's his laundry. And then he ninja guidance himself into the Batcave. So,
by accident, because he kept seeing the door was locked. And he's like, what's behind this door? Nothing. Shut the fuck up. Leave.
And then he ninja guidance through that door and then smashes through the bookcase. And this is the third time someone has just walked the fuck into the Batcave.
No one walked into the Batcave in the second movie.
Everyone's walking into the Batcave in these movies.
Not in the second one.
Not in the second one, but in the first one and this one.
Well, almost in the second one with the Penguin.
It's like the Batcave is just like, it might as well just have a sign in front that says, please do not come. Like, please do not come in. Thank you. And everyone's like,
come in. What are you talking about? There's a bookcase.
Yeah, no, but still, it's easier to get into than
anything.
Yeah, it's
you could break into my house and it would be harder than breaking into the Batcave in these movies.
Yes, and that would require effort.
So pretty much Batman's like, or he steals a Batmobile and he fights this gang that I swear to God it looks like Darth Maul.
So these are a bunch of hoodlums
that are glowing.
They're neon covered guys that kind of look like a Mexican skull candy.
They look like, actually, you know who I thought they were when I was a kid and watching these movies in order? I thought they were Red Triangle Gang.
That
would have been kind of cool.
They kind of look like that, and then they come back later in the next one.
I think that's just like a cameo, but that would have been kind of neat. Like, it's like a callback to Returns. Like, hey, we're the Red Triangle Gang. Oh shit!
They're not, because they're not clowns. They're
no, they're not. But like,
they look like
circus performers.
Yeah, they're very circus performing. They're all neon because the '90s was huge on neon paint. Neon paint came out and it was everywhere.
I remember
everywhere. You weren't cool unless you neon painted your room.
Yeah, good luck smelling that shit for like the next 10 years.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
no, my room is not neon painted. It was painted by normal people.
Yeah, it's got that fancy, expensive swirl like mine does.
Mine has the Death Star in the corner. You just can't see it.
I kind of can, yeah. Okay. So yeah, he joyrides and some lady's getting hassled by these goons, and then he gets out and he's like, "Hey, stop that!" He's like, "Who are you? You're not Batman." He's like, "So I forgot my suit at home. It's laundry day."
They asked him, "Who the hell are you?" He goes, "I'm Batman."
And he's like, "I'm Batman." He's like, "Okay, I forgot."
And they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" He's like, she looks at him for a second, like,
"Seriously?" It's like,
"Dude, are you for real right now? I'm about to get killed."
Like, I forgot my suit at home, and whatever. And he beats them up and almost gets his ass kicked, and then
Batman actually shows up. He's like, "God damn it!"
Yeah, he's like
just they run away because the real Batman showed up.
Yeah, the glow stick gang might be inspiration for the Joker gang in Batman Beyond. It's my note.
That's entirely possible.
It seems like this type of gang influenced Batman Beyond, which would come out.
I always thought they were just like Joker rejects, but I keep forgetting that the Joker was dead. So
they're very much like that type of Gotham weirdo gang.
Yeah,
because costume gangs exist all over Gotham. You're either a normal mugger, or you're some weird theater reject.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I didn't get this.
Dick Grayson tries to fight Batman. If I remember right, it's basically him just trying to punch him. Batman's just like, shut the fuck up, you fucking noob.
Well, because he's so mad, because he's like, why don't you stop them from killing my parents? He's like, I forgot my suit at home that day. My bad.
I don't remember. What does he say? Nothing?
No, he doesn't say anything, no. I forget.
It's
But
like, what can you say?
he's like, I'm sorry, man. I would have if I could have. I tried.
But Nicole Kidman was like right there.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, Nicole Kidman saving your punk ass parents.
oh,
Apples,
shit.
oranges.
I gotta stop making notes at this point because I think I fell
I'll
asleep.
help.
So yeah.
Then we have Nigma is also becoming successful because his brain drain machine is becoming on.
Yeah, that was just out. There's like it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's a millionaire now because the brain drain.
He opens up like a factory on like an island.
And it's like when the fuck did this happen? How long has it been?
I'm guessing like a year.
I get it's time moves so weird in this. I guess
In this universe.
I guess several months to a year has passed and scenes missing. Just
So
there's a lot of stuff where you think you might have like blacked out for a moment, but I guess stuff just ended up on the cutting room floor.
What that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing probably just more stuff with Nigma and Bruce and all that. But so Nigma hosts a party.
Yes.
So fun fact: there is a beginning of a running gag in the Batman movies with this party.
Yes. This person cameos twice.
No, not her.
Uh-huh.
Another guy, but we'll go over him in a minute. Gossip Gertie.
Okay.
I'm gonna be calm.
So Bob Kane's wife cameos. Bob Kane was not available at the time because he was being an old fuck.
Who was a lying, dirty, cheating old man.
Yeah, so long story short, the real creator of Batman is and always will be Bill Finger. Bob Kane had the idea and Bill Finger came up with
everything.
But Bob Kane had a few good ideas here and there.
No, he didn't.
He had a few good ideas. Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Not a single good idea that wasn't stolen.
Yeah. So, anyways, Bill Finger never got the credit, and he died in
penniless and alone and broke.
Yeah. Where Bob Kane made all of his money off Batman.
Millions.
Yeah. Millions. Yeah. Well, it sucks, and it happens a lot more than you think.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
Stan Lee was kind of guilty of it too.
Yeah, but he made amends before the end.
Yeah, at least Bob didn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, so nothing against Bob Kane's wife. I'm sure she's a very was. I don't know if she's still alive.
She more than likely died. Like they made this shit in like the 20s.
I don't know. But anyway, I know she was younger than him.
Yeah. So but
and she I'm sure she's a lovely lady. She is this very annoying journalist named Gossip Gertie. And you could tell even Val Kilmer was like, "Get the fuck away from me."
Yeah. She played the role, like
she did fine.
Yeah.
I thought, like
it's a nice cameo.
It would have been cooler if it was Alexander Knox.
Who?
The guy from '89, the reporter, Robert Wool's character.
Oh yeah,
that would have been kind of neat. Like, oh hey Bruce, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah. It's a sports sports desk.
How's the Gotham? We don't have a football team, Bruce.
They do when they don't.
It was so funny. It's like, yeah, so you remember our football team? Yeah. Remember that like whole Smilex gas poison thing? Yeah. They got poison.
Yeah. Shower room massacre, they call it.
Damn. Yeah.
That would be a fucked up scene. Like a whole like
football team just killed by like Smilex.
Because like they're all in a group shower after a game.
Oh. Yeah, and they're like cleaning, like washing up and shit.
Just like a cross contaminate. Oh, that'd be
the Joker. It makes you wonder how many people did the Joker kill?
He killed a lot of people.
Jeez.
So, after this, after, Dick pleads for his life not to be killed, he agrees to be Robin, because it's either you suit up or you
that's
die.
Not how that exactly happens. You're missing a whole segment because you fell asleep.
Okay.
Nigma hosts a party
yes.
Where he uses his brain drain machine, and he effectively finds out Bruce Wayne is Batman.
So how does he exactly do this? Because I know.
So here's how he figures it out. Wayne goes to check out the brain drain machine, but he thought he turned it off. Drew Barrymore turns it back on. And the only thing they extract from his brain is a giant bat.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a genius to figure out what's
coming.
Like
Batman's Enigma's like, well, who would think of a bat other than Batman?
Yeah. So then Two-Face shows up, robs a place because he wants to rob shit, and Enigma's like, dude, we had a plan.
Yeah.
He's literally like, oh, come on, what are you doing?
It's like, well, I got bored waiting for you.
Pretty much, yeah. Two-Face is like, well, you did it your way. We're doing it my way. Put that down.
Yeah.
So now we're doing it my way, son. Batman shows up, and you know that old guy who goes, "Yay, Batman!"
Yeah.
That is a senator who appears in this movie, Batman and Robin. I believe Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Put that down.
Yeah, he's like just a big Batman fan.
Yes, he is a diehard Batman fan, and this is where he started.
I just like looking at little Batman's little utility belt you have here.
Just whatever. Anyway.
Fucking decombobulated Batman's all over the room.
So then Batman chases Dent.
Yes.
Dent goes to a construction site. He thinks he's killed Batman. He screams, "Why can't you just die?" And he has this like weird rocket launcher looking thing. It looks like Star Trek. He shoots it at Batman. Like shit just falls on him, and then we see Dick Grayson in his circus outfit with a mask on.
Yes.
So it's like an early proto Robin.
It's more akin to the
Burt Ward's suit.
Yeah,
but without the shorts.
Yeah, kind of more of what we're used to seeing in a Robin.
Yeah, kind of more like what Tim Drake was wearing at the time.
Yeah.
So then he's like, so all right, how about this? How about I help you out? How about like a superhero sidekick? Like how about Nightwing, Batboy, and then Dick Grayson or Bruce Wayne's like, no, dude, no, just stop. What are you doing? You can't help me. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, one of us realized, like, I have to help you. He's like, no, I don't.
He's like, I either help you or I go out and kill this guy myself.
He's like, that won't bring it, like we discussed earlier, revenge, can't be your whole life, so on and so forth. And he decides to actually quit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just done being Batman. Fuck it.
He's like, because, he has a future with, like, Meridian and all that, and, he's just like...
Yeah, this
revenge just doesn't solve anything.
This part really it felt like something was left on the editing floor.
There was. It was a subplot.
Yeah,
his guilt.
Because like you're just like do. Wait, why is he giving up on being Batman?
Because Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, and it's what? And then next scene, it's like never mind, I'm Batman again. It's like
so.
What?
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
There's this. You notice how like he keeps talking to her about like his father in his journal.
Yes, vaguely. It's not really
well explained. Here's why. The journal was a subplot where he learned on the day his parents died.
Mm-hmm.
His father wrote in a journal every day, and the last entry was that day.
Yep.
He learned that his parents didn't want to go out. They only went out because of him.
Because he was feeling like sad or whatever. They wanted to cheer him up.
Yeah. And so he blamed himself for his parents' death.
Which will be a running theme in Batman forever at this point.
Yes.
He often blames himself. Sometimes it's just something that happens.
This is why Alfred says, no, you said I killed them, in terms of talking about his parents.
Yeah.
So this also led to, I think it was just an idea. I don't think it was ever truly taken seriously, where the idea was Jack Napier didn't kill his parents, that it was going to be retconned to where he doesn't know who killed his parents. It was just a guy that he just made Jack Napier kill his parents, like in his head, to justify killing Jack Napier.
Yeah, it gets very gray because
as far as I know, that was never like a script idea. That was just an official idea. I think that was just an idea tossed around.
It feels like the producers were like, well, okay. This is connected to that one, but maybe it's not now. They're all connected, and they're all supposed to be connected, but it's a very loose string connected.
Yes, it's a very, very loose string.
Because it's not like planned like the Nolan ones, where like these are all meant to be.
Or hell, even the Spider-Man sequels.
Yeah, they're not all game planned.
So he quits. Dick pretty much is like, well, go fuck yourself. If I remember right, he's like, well, fine, fuck you. I'll do whatever I want, and goodbye. So he leaves, takes a motorcycle with him, and Alfred even tells him, like, one day, what's the bird on your helmet? He goes, it's a robin. So I swoop down and catch my partner like a robin. He goes, one day Robin will fly again. And that's where he gets the name Robin.
Yeah.
Two-Face is told that Bruce Wayne is Batman, so they attack Wayne Manor.
Yep. Kind of comically, like
yeah,
they just come in like trick-or-treaters because it's Halloween.
Yeah,
and it's okay. My biggest problem with that is,
Alfred, how can you not tell?
No, it's who the fuck is going all the way up to Wayne Manor?
Well, there was kids.
No, it's Wayne Manor. It's this.
Dude, there were kids there.
Yes, there were, and I'm going, why? It's Wayne Manor. It's like a 10-mile walk up to the door.
They probably get driven up there.
Still, it's like it's bumfuck nowhere away from the rest of the city. It's
Gotham, man. Gotham's a weird place. We've established this. We're 3 movies in. This movie's fucking weird.
It's just weird. I don't like
so
it.
Yeah, I know. It was just a lazy way to get them into the house.
Yeah.
So maybe they could have gone for the treasure, like the penguin.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
That kind of made a little bit more sense, but so Two-Face sitting there flipping the coin. He's told not to kill him. Yeah. Riddler goes into the Batcave. He hacks into the Batcave with his cane.
Yeah, he has a supercomputer cane,
which I don't even know how the fuck that works. But
cut.
Okay,
it's a lot of the stuff is just cut.
No, I think they just never explained it.
Yeah.
So he gets in there. He's just like, ooh. He blows it up basically with bombs. He blows up the Batsuit. He blows up the god awful Batmobile. Terrible Batmobile.
Yeah, I don't like this one, and I
can drive up walls.
I liked it a bit more
than the Batman Robin Batmobile.
Yeah,
that's not saying much. It's like you like shit over barf.
Yeah. I mean, this movie, it visually, like those effects, like the driving off the wall, like you could tell it was like a toy being dragged up a model.
Yeah. So then Two-Face finally flips on his coin, which I don't understand if they know how Two-Face's coin works. It's not for literally every decision he makes. He flips it like usually once or twice and he goes, all right, that's it. Here he's literally flipping it over and over and over until he gets the result he wants. Which I'm like, at that point, Harvey, just shoot him. So he shoots Bruce, thinking he killed him. They kidnap Chase for a reason, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then they take her to the island. Mm-hmm. Bruce then was supposed to have amnesia a little bit. Uh-huh. So this subplot was he was supposed to have amnesia where he forgot who he was. He goes down into the cave and he sees the giant. Now you guys can't see me, but I'm flapping my arms like a giant bat that like you see when like the Riddler reads his mind. He was supposed to see that bat again, and that bat was to help trigger like the memories of being Batman again. Uh-huh. So there was like a whole thing of like he becomes one with the bat.
They were probably like, this movie is too long, cut it down.
Yes, that's probably... I mean, it wasn't like a long sequence. So he gets the new suit. I believe the suit was nicknamed the Sonar suit, and then we see Robin in his suit with the Dracula collar.
Yeah, which... It's weird how they just had that quickly made for him.
Oh, no, Alfred made it somehow. I think what Alfred probably did was he probably took one of the old bat suits that survived the explosion and gave it to Robin.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like he was like, wow, that kid can really do some laundry. I'm gonna make him a suit real quick. It seems like it's easier to become a Batman like assistant than it is to like,
at least in this universe,
like to like get a job at McDonald's.
Yeah, like
you
can do laundry food, you're in.
Yeah, I mean like in the next one we'll see like Batgirl just like finds a costume.
Yeah.
Like it's
the Bat computer I think made her.
It's like, oh yeah, I already have this made for you. It's like, how would you whatever.
What? We'll go into that later. So they realize that they have to work together to stop Enigma and Two-Face because 2 versus 2 is better than a handicap match.
Yeah.
Enigma is not really that worried about Batman. He's he pretty much like tells Meridian, he's like, yeah, I can't wait for him to show up because I'm gonna kill him and shit. And yes, I know he's Batman, or I know who he is and all that. It doesn't matter anymore. There's really no reason why she should be there other than just she's there. Dude, was there a reason why? Did he state why?
Oh, why they had her captured?
Yeah,
just to coax him out to make sure that.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's just because Batman's got to save the girl because in the 90s, the man always has to save the woman.
Yeah.
Or audience would.
By the way, she did fight like a thug or two too.
Yeah.
You notice that? Like she punched him.
Yeah, we're getting progressively more like women. Women have agency in movies. Eventually, we'll let women actually be the hero. In just a few years, we're getting there in cinema.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, so Batman goes there in his toy Batboat. No, Robin takes the Batboat. Batman takes the Batplane. Also, Riddler hacked the Bat signal to be the Riddler signal.
I forgot about that.
And Alfred, Commissioner Gordon's like, turn it off, sad. And then
This
Batman
is...
flies through the clouds to destroy the Riddler question mark, and then the bat signal turns back on. He's like, yeah, go, yeah,
where
go.
it's so...
Well, I'm like, aren't you the police commissioner of a major metropolitan city? Shouldn't you have like SWAT teams and like
Yeah,
a
no,
task force?
it's like the police are like, you know what? We're just have this one fat donut eating guy, and the
who's
rest,
incompetent at his job.
all other crime will be solely done by Batman.
And somehow Batman sees him and gives him a thumbs up, and then somehow Commissioner Gordon goes, yeah, and gives him like thumbs up like he's a little kid, like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up. He literally goes like, yeah.
Yeah,
and he's holding up his thumb.
This is a problem in a lot of movies, where like the guy in the mink at 30,000 feet
And a fucking thing
going by you at 1,000 at Mach 10 is giving you a thumbs up, and you're giving them a thumbs up, and you both see each other, even though you're both
There's
ants.
no way.
You're both ants to each other.
Just fuck you. No. This Batplane was alright. It
looks like
it was
the
fine.
bat plane you're used to, and the boat looks like the boat you're used to, and it's all to sell the fucking toys.
Yeah.
Along with the BTOS toys.
Well, also too, like I kind of figured that like he took he had a new Batplane because the original one was destroyed by the Joker.
I don't remember this, but okay.
They never said it, but like, remember he had Batplane 89?
No, I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember? It was the entire ending sequence.
Don't remember that at all.
So he had a Batplane, he captured the balloons, and he sent them away, and Joker shot down the plane.
I don't.
Whatever.
No,
Anyway, my favorite movie, so I can remember that.
I was very sleepy watching all of
Why
these.
the fuck were you asleep? Whatever. Hell, I'm getting sleepy doing this. So they get into the island. Robin fights Two-Face, but Two-Face fake surrenders. It's a cop-out.
Yep.
Robin gets captured because Robin's a fucking moron.
Yep.
So Batman gets his way up to the tower where Enigma is in his now Vegas costume.
Yes.
Where this thing is a fucking sequined spandex thing.
So there's a term that people have been doing, is that apparently Batman villains especially have always been quote unquote queer coded for the greater part, and it has never been more obvious because this is the gayest Riddler I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of like
like
derogatory, as in this.
It's just, he's
this is a gay man.
Yeah, and you know, it's just look at him. I mean,
yeah, I mean, no straight man,
no offense intended.
Yeah, no perfectly straight person
is going to wear that.
No neurotypical man is wearing that. This is a untypical.
Okay, fine. If he's gay, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think he is, but
I mean, it's not. It may not be intentional, but this is very much where like. This, if you're gonna say these are queer coded characters, this is the like smoking
prime example.
This is the smoking gun.
He says to Batman, "Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big bad black?" And he's like, "Oh, okay. I got a choice for you. Do you save the woman you love, or do you save Robin?"
And then he's like, "I got a riddle for you."
Oh. I see without seeing. To me, darkness is as clear as daylight. What am I? Please. You're as blind as a bat.
Correct. Smoke bomb.
No. He has these lenses come down. He throws the battery, like this remote control battery.
Yeah.
So kind of reminiscent of Arkham almost, to the Riddler's mind control device, which causes a explosion.
Yeah.
And they both fall. He catches them both. Two-Face confronts them as Riddler's mind is extracted, and like he's just like bleh. And he catches Robin. Well, Robin saves, works with himself. And they both catch Chase, and they're all on this like pillar, and Two-Face somehow just fucking wound up there. And he's like, no more riddles, no more toys, no more games, whatever, just plain old curses. I'm like, the fuck all right, whatever. And Batman's trying to reason with him, and he's like, "Oh, Bruce, you were always a dear friend. We'll feel sorry for you when you."
He's
die.
like, "Wait a minute. don't you need to flip a coin first? He's like, oh, right, my dear friend, how I forgot. And he flips
And he throws a bunch of other coins, and Two-Face is like, ah! He falls.
He falls to his death, but he catches that thing with his corpse hand as he...
And remember,
Yep.
Batman did not kill this man.
No, he just was...
Two-Face killed himself.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Robin's like, yeah, fuck you.
He's like, yes! Oh, this doesn't... But yes!
Chase should be like, I'm a psychiatrist. You probably need severe help, young man.
Yes, I do. I'm dressed like a very flamboyant man.
And I'm wearing a Dracula cape.
I'm wearing a Dracula cape, and I'm cheering for the death of a man.
With a deformity.
So...
Then the Riddler is captured. He's sent to Arkham Asylum, where we meet Dr. Burton, as we mentioned earlier.
And then...
He's been screaming about how he knows who Batman is, and Chase is like...
Okay, who is he?
I'm Batman.
Yeah, and he's all in the
and like
prisoner stuff,
and he's just flapping his fucked up arms and shit. I actually always like the way he said like, I'm Batman.
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey giving like the one last joke before they leave the theater.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, he's clearly gone.
Yeah.
Sweet, we don't have to worry about my identity.
And then we get some bizarre credit songs. Seal's Kiss from a Rose.
Yep. And then U2's Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me.
Not before R. Kelly's Gotham City.
Nope, that was in Batman Robin.
Oh, well, okay. I was wondering where that one pops up.
That's Batman Robin.
Oh, yeah. Still.
Yeah, Seal's Baby.
That's a weird song to end the song, but all right.
Have you ever seen a music video for that? It's literally him singing in front of the bat signal.
It's very, very...
90s.
Yeah.
It's Seal.
A lot of so much of these 90s were so tie-in. Everything was a tie-in deal. The music videos were tied into movies, toy merchandise, the OnStar commercials of the 2000s.
Oh, those were cool though.
The McDonald's and Coke ads.
So that was Batman Forever.
Yep, that was Batman Forever. Explained to you
by two very tired people.
So tired, and we have to still keep talking about this movie.
No, we're doing that tomorrow.
No, we have to still talk about this one.
This movie. I thought you were talking about Batman.
So, aesthetically, this movie is a lot more bizarre. Schumacher decided to spice things up. A lot of weird cinematic decisions here.
Yeah,
a lot of
he uses Dutch angles a little.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like a lot of Dutch angles.
That's a reference to the '60s show.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume because it's a lot of like Dutch angles and moving of the camera and pans and some zooms here and there.
Right. It's not the most. I don't want to say poor. It's not badly directed. He's not a bad director.
Yeah.
And as for a lot of the aesthetics, I didn't hate this Gotham. I didn't love this Gotham. There's a lot of too many statues.
I mean, Gotham has a lot of fucking statues.
Not in the Burton films.
No, but like in general.
Well, that's because they adapted it from Forever. They took that stuff from Forever.
I mean, like if you play like Arkham, there's statues like every goddamn where.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't hate this Gotham. I didn't love it.
I did not like the CGI of this. I
really wish they
poorly ages this film.
Like, especially when you see Wayne Enterprises, which is on top of a waterfall.
Yeah.
Or a dam.
No, it's like
There's a dam next to it, right?
Yeah. The architecture of this Gotham makes no sense at all. I mean, Gotham usually doesn't make that much sense, but most of the time you can go, yeah, that's a city, and this is like, no, this is like a weird cartoon world.
Yeah, this is clearly now like it's a cartoon.
Like
lots of neon,
tons of neon.
A little bit better look at when there's a chase between Two-Face and Batman, but where Two-Face sets off an explosion
and like bombs one of his own dudes.
He don't give a fuck. But like the weirdest part is like he drives up a wall and then he drives across a bridge.
there's bridges everywhere. They're like,
Yeah,
like
it makes you wonder how the fuck does traffic work in this city.
So, like, this is a very interesting idea of Gotham because Gotham is often a city built on top of itself.
Right.
I mean, literally, like New
like
York.
I said earlier, Anton first said that like his idea for Gotham was like if the New York Planning Commission just never stopped building it.
Yeah, because I mean, like New York is famously built on top of the ruins of an old city.
Right.
Like, you can go underneath New York, and there's like
An entire segment of a city.
yeah, built over, which you can see a lot better in like Futurama.
Yeah, old New York.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the suits. I really honestly I don't like if you're gonna do like a live action, like if you were to take the Robin suit,
Yeah.
kind of desexualize it, and you put it next to like the Burton suits,
Yeah.
it would look like okay, I could believe that that's Robin. The only thing I hate about that suit, aside from sexualization, is on his mask there's an R.
Well, I mean that they would take that idea and do it a bit better in other stuff later.
I actually kind of liked his next suit in Batman Robin.
You know what? Those ones aren't terrible, but they're
So these suits were lighter than the ones that poor Michael Keaton had to wear.
yes.
They weren't. They've survived better than
They're made out of a bit better
I think
materials.
like different foam rubbers.
Yeah. The foam rubber of the 80s
Was heavy. And also too, the capes were lighter, so that helped. But Val Kilmer did lose 5 pounds while wearing the suit.
Oh yeah, I mean you're gonna sweat under those lights, and with unlike Burton where it was spotlights for purpose because Gotham is all about spotlights. Schumacher bathed these like it hurt my eyes. There's just so much.
If you're like a person, well, I mean, if you're a person with epilepsy, you probably don't watch these movies anyway. But like I don't watch Batman Forever too much just because it's just so much fucking color. But I also don't mind the color.
No, the color makes it interesting. It's a very interesting.
I don't hate the Riddler's design. I hate Two-Face's design.
I hate Riddler's hair, but the design's fine.
Well, the design, it's not hard to fuck up a dude in like a green outfit with question marks on it.
Yeah, no. You could. There are worse interpretations.
Far worse.
But
and there's also far interesting ones, like the Zodiac inspired one.
yes, that one. It's because they want in this new one. It's Riddler has always been this very queer coded character. And
ever since like Frank Gorshin.
Yeah. Frank Gorshin played it kind of.
Well, he played it. It's almost kind of funny. Frank Gorshin's Riddler, you could believe, was a serial killer.
Yes.
Because he has this look in his eyes like, I kill people in this world.
Like, it was always like half like clearly insane person because only an insane person would wear this getup, and also kind of maybe this guy's not 100% straight type of like,
and even if he is or isn't, who cares?
Like, that's kind of what the question mark like. It's all accidental.
Where are you going with this?
It's reaching. So what they wanted to do in this one was they wanted to get away from like any flamboyance or any like he's not a threat. He's just some weird guy that leaves clues for him to solve a stupid.
The riddles. The kind of did they really like serve a purpose at all? Oh no. He figured it out. Edward Enigma.
Yeah.
It took like 12 riddles to figure it out.
Yeah, no. It's just the whole thing is based in Riddler's just trying to prove that he's smarter than everyone, and so he's trying to stump everyone with the riddles. So this new version in the Batman is inspired by the Zodiac Killer, who was the real life interpretation of the Riddler. He was a maniac that got away with everything because the only way you could find out is solving his clues.
Which even then, they're starting to suspect that he never revealed his identity in any of these clues.
No, but
and I firmly believe it was Arthur Lee Allen.
I think it's this new Gary guy.
Anyway, we're getting off topic a little bit with the Zodiac.
So yeah, so I mean that's a new interpretation. We'll get there when we get there.
When that movie comes out.
It's just some deep psychology I've been picking up about like Batman villains and the LGBT, the queer community. and all that, and how they identify with them. It's interesting pop psychology. It's interesting, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
How like we accidentally do this with gay iconography. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, because Joel Schumacher was a gay man.
Yeah, people heavily put that on it more than it needs to be.
Especially in these two movies, is it's like,
no, I mean he was just a hired gun.
Right. People have to remember that, like, he didn't write these movies.
No, he just
actually, the person who wrote these movies won an Academy Award later on.
Oh yeah, I
forget his name, Elliot Goldstein. I could be wrong.
That sounds about right.
He won it for what was that movie with Jared Leto where he was a drug addict? Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, I was about to say Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
That's got to be put on the watch list because that's
that no, not for me. I'll take a long pass on that one.
That's...
So, what did you think of the music? Ignoring Seal and U2 and all that.
No, I have to bring all that into the fold.
I guess you can because like with Prince. And
definitely a stark difference from the Danny Elfman composing, which really it breathed life into these movies, and then without that, you really notice a stark difference, and this kind of becomes more bland. Just another forgettable '90s movie. Where that was the trend, and still kind of is the trend, is that we get rid of classical composers to sell more of the company's records.
Whereas Akiva's score is actually very well done. I really like it.
But I completely forget it's there.
You do forget it's there when you're hearing things like the Flaming Lips.
Yeah,
Seal.
when I heard that, I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
It's actually my favorite scene in the movie because it's indie.
It's very good.
It's very like early Joel, where he's just like, "That's what I did today."
But like when I see that, I'm like, "Did I put on a new movie by accident?"
I honestly would have loved to have seen more of like that type of movie, and with like the Riddler literally being like this deranged lunatic who I killed my boss.
Like you can really see what like Schumacher wanted to do. Versus probably what the studio
forced him to do.
Yeah, it seems like
he was a hired gun at gunpoint.
Yeah, it seems like he was like forced at gun. That's what I wrote in my notes. Is that he was forced at gunpoint to make these movies.
If we ever do see the Schumacher cut, I'd be very interested to see this stuff that that was cut. How do you feel about some of the supporting characters like Dr. Meridian and all that? She's I guess the only one of note.
She's the only one of note. Everyone else here is like is just a wacky pants weirdo from like a Dr. Seuss book.
Except for Alfred, I guess.
But... Yeah, like Alfred might as well not even be in these movies because he's in a different movie.
Yeah, he's like every time he's in it, it's like holy shit, this is actually a really good, thoughtful movie.
Like he's in a coming of age drama of a rich kid going through some shit.
Yeah,
and everything else is Captain Wacky Pants' Wacky Pants Adventures.
But what did you think of her character?
It was pretty decent and pretty well.
I thought it was a different take.
It wasn't exactly a damsel in stress all the time. She was a strong, independent woman, where she was doing the boxing.
Yeah, and he kicked down the door, and she's like, "I'm sorry, can you replace my fucking door?"
It's like
she gives him this look of like,
he's like, "Sorry, I thought you were being like kidnapped." She's like, "Well, we're gonna talk about that one in your session."
Yeah,
you got some shit to deal with there, don't you?
Clearly, yeah. She's like, "Dude, you just kicked down my door."
And like you kicked it down like it was balsa wood. What that was solid oak, man. What the hell?
You good, Mr. Wayne?
It's like, damn, the Gotham Knights need you on the team.
Damn, man, they've had a rough season. Where you been? Yeah. Imagine like Chase is like, dude, I've been following the Gotham Knights. Where have you been, man?
Seriously,
like,
Jesus.
Shit. You can play like running back with that leg strength.
All the costume designs are good except for Two-Faces. I think they just did what they could.
So I get the limitations on him. Yeah, it's very hard to have makeup on a guy whose half his face is split throughout the movie.
That looked fine then on your standard definition screens.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't look great. No, but now it looks really bad.
So here's the problem: if it was a different color, it would look better.
Yeah,
because if you actually look at him, Like if you find like a really good photo of him, there's musculature there. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that are
But
taken
it just
away.
looks like a weird purple.
Yes, because it's
like,
purple. Now, if it was
gross.
like red or even green, like in the comics where it's green,
Yeah, it's more of like a.
it's a purple burgundy color. And
It's sometimes it's like that color.
of like my jacket.
No, of your shirt, of that weird teal blue.
His face.
Yeah, it's like
in
a
the
green-
animated series. Yeah, it's
Yeah. But that's because you can't show.
red
Yeah,
and green. I think they wanted to kind of move
Yeah,
it from green.
there's standards and practices.
But yeah, no, like if in the movie his face was green, because usually his face is green.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I don't know.
It's probably because it's easier to look at.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it was based on a Jekyll and Hyde poster, but
Yeah, that and it would be more Jekyll and Hyde because he was green.
yeah. So like if you took the Forever, I guess they didn't want to do green because Riddler's wearing green, but like
They could have done a more blue green,
they could have done straight up red, but I guess that would look too.
bloody and
Bloody.
Yeah, they this was a compromise color.
I didn't like. I feel like just if it was just a shade darker or lighter, and where
there's
they
a lot.
settle.
There's a lot of like this movie is fighting itself because it's really two different movies that were
spliced together. Yeah.
Yeah, spliced together because like there's the really flamboyant, colorful thing, and then there's the Val Kilmer psychology movie, and they work, but they clash. And Val Kilmer's giving a really good performance.
He really is, and actually, his chemistry with he has chemistry with everybody.
Yes.
Chris O'Donnell, Alfred, Nicole Kidman.
I honestly think if you took Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones and had them play it straight
Mm-hmm.
and serious,
Have the Riddler be this guy who's like, yeah, no, I want this information so I can blackmail people.
yeah, instead of like a whack pants, Magoo, that instead of giving a Jim Carrey performance, they gave him like
The Joker.
yeah, or
More like, I guess, what they did with Cobblepot.
no, if you had Jim Carrey give them something like closer to what he would give people in like the number 23,
Yeah.
and you had Tommy Lee Jones just do more of a Tommy Lee Jones.
Basically pull him aside and be like, listen, knock your shit off and grow the fuck up and do this movie or you're fired.
Yeah.
I just don't think Joel Schumacher had the like authoritative voice to do that.
No, because he was a pretty openly gay man at this point.
I was gonna say, I think he was out.
So like, and it was the 90s, so everyone was like, I'm not listening to this guy.
Meanwhile, if I was Joel Schumacher, I'm like, fuck you, I made Falling Down, bitch. You're gonna do what I say.
That's what I would have been like. I'm listening here, buddy. Unless you want to look like shit for the rest of your life, you know.
See, Joel should have pulled him like, all right, listen to me right now. I did fucking Falling Down. I did The Lost Boys.
Suck my fucking
Suck
dick.
my dick and do what I say, you
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
Overacting motherfucker. If you
Yeah.
don't do what I say and calm down. And Jim, you're no better.
Yeah. So I mean, it seems like Tommy Lee Jones was trying to outperform
Jim at every turn.
because Jim just has that energy.
He just does. He's a
like-
natural.
Like people have said, like in the 90s, if Jim Carrey came into the room got like brighter because he would give off electricity.
Yeah.
Like he was a ball of energy.
Yeah.
You know, like
So where would you? I mean, do you have any more thought? Like, I hate the Batmobile. I hate the Batmobile.
most of the technical aspects of this movie I don't like. I don't like how flashy it is. I don't like how 2000s they're taking this. I don't like how
You know, it's 1995.
yeah, I don't like how they're forcing CGI over practical. It's not made this movie age well. In fact, it didn't look good back then. It looked like crap. Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones were eating the scenery so much that I was expecting them to explode from cardboard.
They ate it more than Jack ate it.
They ate it more than I've seen anyone eat. They ate it more than Nick Nolte that time he actually ate it. And that's where we got the saying from.
Really?
Nick Nolte was in a scene where he was going so insane he was actually chewing on a piece of scenery. And that's where we get chewing the scenery from.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. It's Nick Nolte as
like,
the culprit.
They were not chewing the scenery. They were taking handfuls, chewing and swallowing, and then pooping it out. Which, at the time, that's what they were being paid to do. And it worked, because little kids like you and me laughed. And, yeah. But now that we're grown, jaded adults, it does not age well.
I'd give this one, though, I still enjoy it more than Batman Returns.
I enjoy Returns more.
So we're gonna have a little bit of a discrepancy.
Depending on my mood, this one is more, you can follow the plot a bit better.
I feel like if you took elements of 89 and Returns and put it into this movie, you'd have pretty much the perfect Batman movie.
You would have a solid like 4 out of 5, you know,
or even a 5.
Yeah,
like if you keep Burton on. I don't know how much involvement Burton had.
Schumacher didn't even do a bad role.
No, keep Joel. Joel's doing good. Joel, I felt, was a little bit more confident than Tim.
Yeah, because
the action scenes and stuff like that.
Tim didn't quite know what to do.
Whereas Joel was like, okay, I know who Batman is. There's 2 movies to work off of. I gotta show you H.R. Geiger's Batmobile.
Oh God, no!
Look it up real quick.
No, God.
Before we go, folks, if you're watching this, I want you to look up H.R. Geiger or Giger. Is it Giger or Geiger?
It's
Batmobile, Batman Forever. It is the weirdest looking thing. That's it.
What the fuck is this thing?
That's it. It is the weirdest looking thing.
It's so ripped. I mean, this looks exactly like I thought. It's
based it off of a pair of scissors.
Yeah, it's like a pair of scissors, and it's very.
How would you even drive?
Alien, and it's very like.
I don't think he knew what Batman
everything
was.
looks like some sort of bug creature.
So as much as I hate the Batmobile
it's got fucking turrets. It's so he can shoot motherfuckers.
Hey, Riddler, where you going? Hey, come on, man, riddle me this. Why don't you riddle me
Why
this?
the fuck was this made?
I don't know. It almost looks like a beetle.
Yeah, no, Geiger
It doesn't look like a bat.
Everything looks insect-like in his stuff. Everything.
Like I don't think he knew what Batman was.
Like, imagine if you took his alien from Aliens and then forced it into a car shape. That's what you got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, shit. This is like something you would kill in Gears of War.
You're so upset by this.
It's everything. Well, I mean, it's doing its job. Like, H.R. Giger, his whole deal. Excuse me. His whole deal is to make you upset. That's his deal. Is you will be upset by what you're seeing.
But it's the Batmobile, homie.
That's why I'm hoping we get to play that game based off of his work that's coming out, supposedly.
I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me later.
Yeah.
As for the Batmobile we got, I hate it. I hate it also because it looks cheap. It looks terrible. The back fin, you can actually see it wobble whenever it drives.
Oh, no, it wobbles super hard when he's joyriding.
Yeah.
But I thought that was just because he was piloting it wrong.
No, it wobbled whenever Batman drove it. It's a terrible, terrible Batmobile. Whereas if you look at the 89 Batmobile, yeah, okay, realistically as a car, it might not work. Yeah, see that back fin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't, like...
So
if you took off that bat fin and you took off like the blue, it wouldn't be terrible. It would be all right.
So the bat fin actually splits into 2 fins, and they wobble a lot when he's joyriding down the street. I can understand this, and you can actually kind of see the Geiger influence.
I just realized something. It's very phallic shaped.
They're all phallic shaped. It's giant dick.
No, this one specifically.
They're all like that.
This one specifically.
This one a bit more than others.
What have you seen that looks like the tumbler?
Well, not the tumbler. That's where they got rid of it. They were trying to get rid of any...
Well, the 89 Batmobile was not intended to look... It was intended to look like a car of the future.
Yeah. Well, they're all car of the future.
This thing?
This is a very...
No.
I can show you some cars that have this type of Geiger-esque
It doesn't even look
ness.
practical as a Batmobile.
No, it doesn't. But this is definitely how some cars were imagined in some schematics, especially like way back in the day.
I don't know, man.
This
I
is
just hate it.
this is taking that idea to the extreme. But
I hate it.
I don't like it. I prefer 89.
I prefer the Tumbler over this.
Yeah. Well, the Tumbler is actually kind of my favorite because I'm like, yeah, I want to
Really?
I want to drive a fucking tank.
I got issues with the Tumbler,
But it's a fun interpretation.
I did have this toy though.
Everyone did.
I don't remember how I got it, but I had it. The Batmobile, I give like a 1. And what about the movie? What do you give it?
This movie is definitely it's a if I gave the last one 3.5, 3.
Which I think you did.
I would give this 2.5, 3.
I would give this only because I know what was cut from it, so I have to kind of be objective from it.
Yeah.
If we were to get the Schumacher cut,
Yeah.
I would give it like a 4.
Yeah.
With the cut we got, 2.5.
Yeah, it's definitely a 2.5. It's watchable, but it's not great. But it's definitely not the worst one.
No.
Which will be Batman
next
and Robin.
Time. Yeah, that will be next time.
Because this
I have issues. So, and I'm actually going to watch Batman and Robin tonight.
Yeah.
So that way I can go into this fresh and I'm like...
Yeah. Definitely... aesthetically, this movie isn't the worst.
No, not at all.
But it's not the Batman that we know. But it's definitely like the 90s were a very colorful time.
Yeah.
Especially in the mid 90s. We were really, really into color and tie-dye for some reason.
We were trying to bring back the 60s. Remember
Yeah.
with Woodstock 99?
Yes. So this is why this is a throwback to 60s. Because 60s were kind of retro at this time. It was like everyone was nostalgic for the 60s.
But the 60s are over.
Yeah, the 60s are over, and this kind of doesn't work. But I will say this. Everyone always gives Val Kilmer shit for being Batman, mostly because he got fat for a while.
He also developed throat cancer.
Yeah, he had throat cancer, so he got a little husky.
So fuck you.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. But this is a very good Batman.
He does an extremely... Honestly, I think he's a little bit better than Mike.
Yeah, as far as for what we know as like a core modern Batman, he's playing a Batman and a Bruce, pretty much almost to the T of what you would expect.
Right, like to me, he's like, if you were to take his Batman and have him square up against like the Joker,
yeah,
I would love the shit out of that movie.
Whereas this one's the tactician and the gadgeteer. And Keaton's the young one who's not thinking with his tools. He's angry. He wants revenge, and he's going to get it through his fists.
And when he does get it, he doesn't feel anything.
Yeah, and that's why it's kind of a natural progression where Val Kilmer's the more matured, grown up.
Like, hey, I killed a man who killed my parents.
And I felt nothing, and it's bad, and so he's thinking smart. And he's probably slowing down in age, so he's got to use more gadgets than just beat the living tar out of everyone.
Yeah.
And you'll see that those ideas play more...
with the Nolan films.
Nolan and the modern comics is that every time Batman is... It's day one interpretation of Batman. He's a bit more angry. He's more edgy. And then he becomes more tactile. He becomes more in the shadows, striking only when needed. He becomes quicker pace, hitting hard, hitting fast, hitting opportunistically, you know, smartly, rather than just like the guy in the dark alley beating your ass for stealing the purse.
Like, yo, dude, I only had like $5 in there. Die! Like it's like the Ben Affleck Batman just like beating on people.
Yeah, like we'll get the brutalist again with Affleck
and Pattinson.
Yeah, I'm not judging Pattinson just yet. It seems like he's going to be both. He's going to be brutalist and tactician. Like, because Batman has been known to fight brutally, but tactically so. Mm-hmm. Like he's going to pound you into the pavement, but every punch is with reason rather than with aggressive force.
Right.
Like, he's punching you this hard and this many times because it's what it takes to knock you down.
So, and I can't really think of anything else to say about Forever.
No, we said everything. I like a lot of the ideas that they did with this, but it doesn't quite fit. Like, the use of smoke and color is great, but it's overdone. The flamboyantness of Two-Face and Joker is nice. Riddler and Two-Face.
I mean, same guy, really. One just tells jokes, one just tells riddles.
Nice, but it's overdone. And I like when Riddler's starting out and he's he's not in the costume yet. In fact, if you kept him out of the costume, it actually kind of works nicer. Where you see him putting the clues at places and sneaking off in the darkness. I like that. Tommy Lee Jones seems like he was having fun with it and he was just there for the paycheck. But hey, what you gonna do? Everyone shits on Chris O'Donnell for this Robin performance because he's too much like a Backstreet Boy, but that's what they wanted. In fact, I'm pretty sure they tried to get a Backstreet Boy in here.
I don't know. As far as I know, Chris was the first choice.
I've always heard that they tried to get Justin Timberlake or one of the other guys from NSYNC in there. I mean, because this was also
no, actually Leonardo DiCaprio was considered. But this is back when Michael Keaton was in talks.
Yeah, but
Michael Keaton left and DiCaprio left, so we could have had a Leonardo DiCaprio Robin.
I don't know, man.
He would have been.
I'd give. You know what? I'd probably give him a fair shake. He'd be an interesting, probably not the best, but interesting. I think because it's competent work. Anytime I saw any of the fight choreography, I never noticed a stunt double. It always looked like it was them doing everything. It was believable, and he's too old for the Robin look, but they're not taking chances on a child actor at this point. Especially because at this point in time, everyone's done with child actors and people have the mindset child actors are bad. We won't get good child actors again until Stranger Things.
Yeah, pretty much. I got nothing really on Batman Forever that I haven't already said. I really hope to one day see the Joel Shumacher cut. And these clips I was talking about, you can find some of them online pretty easily. They're not in great quality. They were based off of a work print.
Yeah, they're all dailies that never got finalized.
And I'll show you the one with the alternate intro. I believe it's still on YouTube. But I don't know. It would have been cool to see it, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, honestly, this is not the worst Batman.
No.
This is not the worst interpretation of any of these characters. It's all fun. It's all interesting. And honestly, I think had things gone better, this would probably have been a lot better of a movie. And a lot of the themes and ideas that they did in this movie would be permanent staples of the mythos that is Batman.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I mean, a lot of this too was influenced by BTOS. I think actually the Riddler debuted in BTOS shortly after Batman Forever. But I could be mistaken. I think he was a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think it was much earlier. I think he's actually in the first season.
You're right, actually. I think he is.
But still, they both kind of influenced each other, and you can really see these influences. And people don't like Carrey's version, but Carrey was hired to be Jim Carrey. He was hired to be wacky man, and he played wacky man to a T.
Yeah.
and everyone went out the theater having a good time because, haha, I'm Batman. Ha 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 ha.
So, Batman and Robin was pretty much greenlit like right after this movie. It was Batman 4,
Yes.
which is just going to be called Batman and Robin. And I will do my research on that one.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot to go off
And then
of.
there's Batman Unchained.
/ Batman Triumphant.
That got canceled because not only does this next one flop, a $150 million Superman movie directed by Tim Burton crashed and burned in pre-production.
Which really hurt Warner Bros. For a very long time. And soured them on superheroes.
It almost killed superhero movies until Spider-Man.
Well, Blade and X-Men.
Yeah, but mostly Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man was the one that was like, no, let's actually embrace this and do it. But we'll talk about that when we get to Spider-Man.
Yeah, so...
but yes, we will also discuss in the Batman Robin episode the few unmade Joel Shumacher attempts to kind of really go back. He wanted to do like a year one, like an actual adaptation of year one. Yeah. He wanted to do a movie called Batman Dark Knight.
Yep.
As well as Batman Unchained, which would have had the Scarecrow and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, which I would have rather call it Triumphant rather than Unchained.
Well, Triumphant was the name they went with after Unchained.
Because Unchained sounds a little kinky.
I don't know. Yeah. They were trying to make it sound like late 90s edgy.
Yeah.
So with Batman Triumphant, I'm just going to give you like a little bit of a rough idea now for Batman Triumphant.
Yep.
It might not have been that great. The Scarecrow was going to be played by Jeff Goldblum.
Or Coolio, depending on who you ask.
I've never heard of Coolio one. But I'll do some research.
Yeah.
I think he was maybe hinted, like talked to about it, but he's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I heard Marilyn Manson was going to be Scarecrow at one point.
Yep, that was definitely one I've always heard.
And then I also heard... So this Harley Quinn would have been a toy maker that found out that she was Jack Napier's daughter.
Yep.
And went insane and wanted to kill Batman.
Yep.
Yeah, very different interpretation from the Joker's girlfriend. But we'll go over all that when we discuss Batman and Robin next time.
Yep.
Alrighty,
everybody. Until next time. Same bat channel, same bat time.
I'm Batman.